I go. How did you go through Hokage? Although Naruto's identity is a trick, not a supporting role. But that was also a life of 9 deaths before becoming a 7th generation item, marrying Bai Fume, and reaching the pinnacle of life. If so, it's acceptable. But what the hell, there is a cheating Boruto biography in the back. The beginning of Boruto's biography is that 7th generation has finished watching. Is this not a joke? 12-year-old Naruto lay on the soft bed with one hand on his head. He stared at the ceiling in confusion, cursing in his heart. Beside his pillow, there is a Konoha forehead protector. At this time, it was the eve of Naruto becoming Genin. The identity before time travel is no longer important. Now Naruto, the first thing to face is tomorrow's class placement and Kakashi's Genin test the day after tomorrow. His current strength, apart from a multiple shadow clone technique, can still be used. The remaining messy ninjutsu is basically useless. What the hell, what's going on? Do you still have to experience the profound art of body art 1,000 years of death? Or, rely on the harem technique and make Kakashi bleed out? Naruto shuddered when he thought of these two scenes. Damn, this style of painting is wrong. Forget it, let's talk to Nine Tails. No matter how you say it, there is also a plot advantage, let's talk about it first. Naruto shook his head in annoyance, dispelled the distracting thoughts in his mind, and concentrated on entering the sealed space. In the next instant, with little effort, Naruto's consciousness appeared in front of a huge cage. What's the situation? Is it that easy? Could it be that my soul has merged with the two worlds, and my mental power is stronger? Naruto looked at the dark prison in front of him with a dazed expression, and such a thought flashed in his mind instantly. He was already ready to fail, just this. Nine Tails, don't sleep. Came out to chat. Naruto put this thought behind in a blink of an eye, and shouted loudly into the depths of the pitch-black iron cage with his hands in the shape of a trumpet. The moment Naruto's voice fell, an invisible airwave suddenly burst out from inside. The violent momentum made him unable to open his eyes, and subconsciously raised his arms to cover his forehead. Accompanied by the fearful and trembling evil aura, 2 huge scarlet blood eyes slowly opened in the dark cage. The cold and ruthless bloodthirsty eyes stared at him indifferently. This scene is truly terrifying. Naruto was instantly stunned by the violent and cold oppression, and his legs trembled unconsciously. Is this the power of Nine Tails? Now, I can't even bear the opponent's aura. It seemed that he didn't even have a chance to speak. Will you burp early? Reckless. This feeling of powerlessness and suffocation made Naruto subconsciously step back, gritted his teeth and said secretly. Little devil, you want to die? Roar. Who are you? The furious voice of Nine Tails suddenly exploded in Naruto's ears. The chakra storm that swept across the audience also dissipated in an instant. Naruto heaved a sigh of relief, opened his eyes and subconsciously looked into the cage. Doraemon? Looking at the fat blue man inside the cage, Naruto wiped his eyes in disbelief, dumbfounded. Doraemon, that is beyond the existence of most cheats. That 4-dimensional pocket has countless heaven-defying props. Not to mention the small Hokage world, Doraemon is still a super cheat even if it travels to the highest prehistoric world. What the hell, the opening is a king bomb. With the help of Doraemon, not to mention the legend of Boruto, even if the Otsutsuki family who did not appear came, Naruto is confident to wear them. Oops. What monster are you? Look at my fairness glove. When Naruto was horrified, Doraemon also quickly took out a pair of red gloves and put them on, staring nervously at the huge Nine Tails. In terms of body shape, Doraemon can't even match Nine Tails' fingernails. Fair gloves. When you wear it to fight with others, no matter how strong the opponent is, you can still fight to a tie, and those who have a strong desire to win can win the opponent. The tyrannical bloodthirsty in Nine Tails' eyes flickered, and he didn't answer Doraemon's question, just slapped it down with a giant claw. Aha! In the blink of an eye, Doraemon yelled, and greeted him with both gloved fists. Doraemon's small fist, in front of Nine Tails' giant claws, is like an ant and an elephant, the difference between heaven and earth. Naturally, it didn't attract Nine Tails' attention, but made the violence in Nine Tails' eyes even more presumptuous. But in the next instant, Nine Tails felt a sharp pain in his palm, and a huge force came from under his palm, making him take a few steps back involuntarily. What are you? Has such power? Nine Tails' eyes sharpened, and the scarlet vertical pupils swept across Doraemon's body, half believing. In the impression of Nine Tails, apart from those 2F** curs, there is no one who can take its fist and cause him harm. And this strange blue cat, which has never been seen before, can actually do this. It is simply unbelievable. Aren't you a thing? I am Doraemon, Doraemon. In front of my fairness glove, Don't even try to bully me. Doraemon was also stunned by Nine Tails, and even said that he is not a thing. Naruto almost laughed when he heard it. This fair glove is the strongest 50-50 plug-in. Kakashi will say goodbye with tears when he sees it. These thoughts flashed through Naruto's mind instantly, and his eyes on Doraemon became even hotter. This is the unreasonable part of funny comics, the heaven-defying setting without logic at all. Passionate in front of funny man, nothing. Whatever you are dead. Nine Tails was already in a bad mood, but when Doraemon gave him such a slap, he immediately yelled furiously. The chakra on his body exploded, his mouth opened, and tailed beast bomb quickly condensed. Naruto, who was watching the excitement, suddenly lost his composure. Although he has great confidence in the sealed space of the fourth generation, he only has one life. Doraemon, stop it quickly. In desperation, Naruto could only cry out to Doraemon for help. Got it, Naruto. Doraemon didn't even come out, and responded loudly, and quickly rummaged in his pockets with both hands. Momotaro Onigiri. In less than 2 seconds, Doraemon took out another rice ball from his pocket, threw it at Nine Tails and shouted. Momotaro Onigiri. When the rice ball is thrown, the beast will naturally open its mouth to swallow it. After many times of training, it will completely tame the person who throws it the rice ball. Nine Tails, who was condensing the tailed beast bomb, saw the small rice ball, dismissed it, and continued to condense the tailed beast bomb. That's it. When it is what is Nine Tails? Ant like stray cats and dogs. But in the next second, Nine Tails was stunned. It was condensing the tailed beast bomb, and involuntarily dispersed the tailed beast bomb that was about to form, and swallowed the rice ball with its mouth open. It's not over yet. Nine Tails saw very clearly that his body went up like a dog, and licked the strange cat to show his friendliness. In an instant, Nine Tails felt that the 3 views were about to collapse. The one just now is really not it. Thinking of it as Nine Tails, how could it be possible to do such a shameful thing? Isn't this hitting the strongest tailed beast in the face? But its body is not under its control, and continues to be a licking dog there. What a lick. This is so. At this time, not only the 3 views of Nine Tails collapsed. Naruto outside the cage is also suspicious of life with a blank face. With such unreasonable props, do you still need to risk your life? As strong as Nine Tails, it's just a Momotaro Onigiri thing. Tails are beasts too, and so are 10 tails, in the face of funny man, hot blood man paid by mistake after all. At this moment, Naruto's heart was terrified. Roar, you nasty guy. What did you feed the old man just now? Just when Naruto's thoughts were racing, Nine Tails suddenly regained control of his body, took a few steps back, stared at Doraemon warily, and shouted angrily. What? You recovered so quickly. What a horrible beast, and another. Doraemon was surprised, and threw another Momotaro rice ball casually. Nine Tails was so angry that he watched his body open his mouth again and swallowed the rice ball. Then, Doraemon, how do you know my name is Naruto? Why are you here? When Naruto saw Nine Tails, who had turned into a dog licking again, he felt a little joy in his heart, turned to look at Doraemon, and asked loudly. Doraemon heard Naruto's question, pushed Nine Tails away with both hands, and walked quickly to Naruto. I do not know either. I only remember my name is Doraemon, and you are my host Uzumaki Naruto. I don't know anything else. Doraemon touched his round head in a simple and honest way, narrowed his eyes, looked at Naruto and said with a smirk. Do not know? Is this my cheat? Tisk, who cares about him? Now this Doraemon is mine. These thoughts flashed through Naruto's mind quickly, and he no longer pursued the mystery. Anyway, he doesn't suffer. Doraemon, can you come out then? Let's go outside and talk. Naruto stared at Doraemon with fiery eyes, and warmly invited. This is his current cheat, and he must establish a good relationship. Sorry, Naruto. I can't go out for the time being, the world is rejecting me. Going out may cause unpredictable things to happen. Doraemon instantly looked like a wilted eggplant, drooping its head and said dejectedly. Can't go out. This is no less than a bolt from the blue for Doraemon who likes to play. Unpredictable things happen? Doraemon, you have so many props, isn't there a prop that allows you to go out? Naruto looked at Doraemon puzzledly, and asked nervously with a vague feeling in his heart. There are props, but I dare not go out. If I put you in danger because of me, Naruto, I won't have the heart. Doraemon raised his head sharply, grinned at Naruto, and couldn't bear to say. Naruto secretly breathed a sigh of relief, thinking it was some kind of restriction, but he didn't expect it to be just like that. How come? You are so powerful, are you still afraid that I will be in danger? Naruto waved his hands indifferently, saying that danger is nothing in front of Doraemon's props. It's not like that, Naruto. The will of this world is repelling me, and after I go out, it will cause the will of the world to swallow or expel me. It might cause the world to collapse directly. Even if you barely block these, it will make your luck worse. Nothing will go well. Even if it is my prop, it cannot be changed. The possibility that you will die is very high. If you die, I will also disappear, and there will be no possibility of saving you through the time machine or other props. Doraemon hurriedly waved his hands, staring at Naruto's eyes seriously, and said solemnly. Naruto, who looked indifferent, froze in place for an instant. World collapse? Very bad luck. It seems that Nobita has Doraemon. Although the props are heaven-defying, he still lives a life of unlucky luck. This is also the characteristic of funny comics. Why, even this feature is brought. Needless to say, the world collapsed, just hiccup. If you are particularly unlucky, the death rate in the ninja world is much higher than that in Nobita's daily world. What the hell, did the child of destiny directly become a cursed villain? The halo of the villain is added to the body, which one is not dead with a sense of rhythm. While the two were talking, Nine Tails, who regained control of her body, immediately hid behind, watching Doraemon warily. The shameful scene just now, it doesn't want to go through it again. Ahem. How can you come out? Can you lend me props to use? For example, the if phone booth, Lie 800, Devil Passport, Time Machine, and so on. Naruto coughed in embarrassment, and asked anxiously. Just now, Doraemon said that it can't come out temporarily, so it proves that there is a way to come out. In fact, it doesn't matter if you can't get out, just think of it as Doraemon's Jinchuriki. I have already raised a Nine Tails, and adding a cat is also possible. Doraemon's props are the key to the problem. I want to go out, it's not easy. Each world has a predetermined trajectory of events, and then forms its own world will. The will of this world is repelling me, breaking its will, and it will be fine if I go out. To collapse the will of this world, one must change its established trajectory and gradually collapse the will of the world. But to change the established trajectory, it is necessary to know its original trajectory. This leads to a rebuttal, which came first, the chicken or the egg? If only this is the case, I can still use the time machine to go to the future to obtain historical data, and then come back to collapse this world line. But now I am restricted by the will of the world, except that I can go through a special channel and take out props to save my life when I protect myself. You can only use Honkai points and rent props. Honkai points are equivalent to coins, which are the energy feedback obtained after any event in Honkai. 4-dimensional pocket, only recognize this now. Naruto, you want props, too. Moreover, the effects of props suppressed by the will of the world will be weakened. Only when the will of this world is collapsed, the props will not be suppressed. Naruto was surprised and delighted to hear Doraemon's series of explanations. To put it bluntly, isn't it just destroying the plot? He is familiar with this. As a time traveler, this is the existence that changes the plot. This has no restrictions on him at all. As long as the fate of those popular characters is changed, the point of collapse is still within reach. Well, by the way, change the life trajectory of female characters such as Tsunade, Hinata, Small Sakura, Ino, Yuhihong, Terumi Mei, Tamari, Samui, etc. However, just to collapse the plot, this pattern is a bit small. Having the super cheat of Doraemon means having the ability to flip the table and shuffle the cards. How can the plot of Honkai be as fun as the combat power of Honkai? Have you ever seen a ninja world where cage level is not as good as a dog, super shadows walk all over the ground, and 6 paths can be seen everywhere? I don't know such a ninja world. When Otsutsuki comes to the ninja world, what a joyous picture it is. It's decided. First break the will of the world and get Doraemon out. Then use unrepressed props to increase the ninja level. Only by making the cake bigger will he have a bigger harvest. For example, break the dimensional barrier, return to the blue star or travel through other worlds. The idea is that right. But what the hell is it that you owe money at the beginning? Will the fear of being dominated by flowers in the previous life come again in this life? Doraemon, how much Honkai do we owe now? Naruto swallowed secretly, and asked cautiously. I secretly prayed in my heart that the props just now should not be too expensive. This one. Let me see, Doraemon murmured, patted his head, his eyes rolled quickly like a display screen. A few seconds later, there was a ding. Doraemon's 2 eyes stopped rolling, and a line of numbers appeared on them. 500 points. Naruto looked at the number above, and exclaimed in surprise, it seems that this is not very expensive. By the way, forgot to remind you, Naruto. Before their arrears are paid off, Except for the emergency passage during self-insurance, it is impossible to take out the props. Doraemon suddenly thought of something and reminded again. Naruto. Is this included in the dishonest list? You can only owe, not borrow. Then, the first pot of gold can only be relied on. Naruto looked at the guarded 9 tails with black lines all over his head and muttered meaningfully. You little brat. What do you see me doing? If it wasn't for that strange cat, the old man would have eaten you in one bite. Although I didn't hear what you were talking about, the old man is not an idiot. I won't be a licking dog in the past. Well, for the dignity of the tail beast. Seeing Naruto's gaze, 9 tails' eyes sharpened, and the tyrannical aura rose again, the fox turned his head quickly and thought. Kurama, come over for a seminar. When Naruto saw that 9 tails was about to act as a demon again, Doraemon also put his hand into the 4-dimensional pocket. Fearing that he would owe money, he yelled loudly. The momentum 9 tails raised froze for an instant, staring at Naruto in shock, feeling overwhelmed. How did this kid know its name? Suddenly, 9 tails was startled, it thought of a person. Sage of 6 paths, little devil, how do you know my name? 9 tails narrowed his huge blood eyes slightly, and a huge chakra storm swept across the audience again, asking in a cold voice. 1 tail Shuzuru, 2 tails Matabi, 3 tails Sando, 4 tails Sun Wukong, 5 tails Kakuo, 6 tails Seiken, 7 tails Chome, 8 tails Gyuki, 9 tails Kurama. I know all 9 of your names. Kurama, do you want to know the future of your tailed beasts? Naruto didn't hide it either, he just opened his mouth. It's all about to collapse anyway, so let's start with 9 tails. Our future. 9 tails' huge pupils trembled, and he came to the iron cage like lightning, staring at Naruto with red eyes. Seeing that 9 tails took the bait, a smile appeared on the corner of Naruto's mouth. He stepped forward a few steps, stretched out his fist, and stuck into the iron cage. When 9 tails saw Naruto's action, a gleam of horror flashed in his eyes again. How could he know the unique communication method of this tailed beast? In this way, if humans do not get the approval of the tailed beast will take the opportunity to backlash and seize control of the body. This kid is interesting. A hint of mockery flashed in 9 tails' eyes, he grinned slightly, stretched out his huge fist, and bumped into each other. Sure enough, 9 tails will not refuse this beneficial and harmless action. Unfortunately, with Doraemon around, I wouldn't roll over at all. This is what makes me dare to take risks. Do you really think I'm stupid? With a thought in Naruto's mind, these distracting thoughts flashed through his mind quickly, and the consciousness appeared in the space of their minds. Little devil, I feel your sincerity. Tell me, how do you know this? The consciousness body of 9 tails stood opposite Naruto, and said to Naruto in a slightly slower tone. 9 tails felt Naruto's attitude towards it at the moment of punching. No negative emotions such as discrimination, disgust, fear. That is a fair head up on an equal footing. This is also the existence of Doraemon, which made Naruto let go of his fear. Don't be surprised, Kurama. Naruto smiled strangely, and with a thought, the surrounding space began to change. The whole space instantly turned into a picture of the end of the Fourth World War. Uchiha Madara stands proudly on top of the 10 tails golem, a single Rinnegan ignores the front, and 9-tailed beasts are waiting. That's the shell of Madara and 10 tails. 9 tails' momentum changed drastically in an instant, his red eyes fixed on Uchiha Madara, his sharp teeth were exposed, and his eyes were about to crack. Wheel Tomb Border Prison. Uchiha Madara raised his head violently, the Rinnegan light in his pupils flickered, and shouted in a low voice. In the next moment, the tailed beasts who were waiting in battle were knocked down by an inexplicable force, unable to fight back. Be honest, now I can finally wear a collar. Standing on top of 10 tails, Uchiha Madara said indifferently, making mudras with both hands. The 10 tails golem at his feet opened its mouth wide, a burst of purple light flashed, and 9 chakra chains shot out rapidly. When the tailed beasts were powerless to defend themselves, they were instantly wrapped around their necks. What ninjutsu was that just now? And many more. That person in that state are. 9 tails looked at the scene in front of him, and said in extreme horror. Then, I saw my future self. And, future Naruto. This is our future. 9 tails turned her head abruptly, and looked at the young Naruto beside her, a look of disbelief flashed in her huge vertical pupils. Calm down, it's not over yet. Seeing the horror shown by 9 tails, Naruto nodded in satisfaction, pretending to be calm. But 9 tails, the heart is not at peace. Rinnegan and 10 tails golem, as well as the state that only it knows, are existences that ordinary people don't know. It is impossible for illusion to be created out of nothing like this. Next, under the agitation of Nine-Tails' emotions, it saw One-Tail Shuzuru bond with Jinchuriki Gaara. I also saw the true feelings of the future Naruto and myself, desperately protecting each other. Unfortunately, they were powerless in the end, revolving heaven, and the nine-tailed beasts were all absorbed by the 10-tails golem. Is this how we died? Seeing that the situation had been settled, Nine-Tails asked anxiously, with the tyrannical chakra dancing wildly. Unconsciously, Nine-Tails subconsciously brought Naruto into the partner camp. No, not yet. Naruto's expression didn't change, he still had that plain look. Hey, Nine-Tails, if it doesn't ruin your plot this time. I'm sorry, I watched so many episodes of Hokage. Naruto glanced at Nine-Tails' surprised expression out of the corner of his eye, and secretly smiled inwardly. Then, the screen changes rapidly. In the future, Naruto, with the help of Gaara and little Sakura, uses the Yin Nine-Tails in the body of the Dirty Soil 4th generation to resurrect. This operation, the Nine-Tails who saw it directly called the 4th generation to have a vision. Then Sage of Six Paths came on the stage, and Ming Zuo was promoted to Six Paths Ming Zuo. Seeing this scene, Nine-Tails' eyes almost popped out. The existence and speaking style of Sage of Six Paths are beyond the imagination of current ninjas. This is the real future. Are you the reincarnation of Ashura? Seeing Sage of Six Paths' recognition of the future Naruto, Nine-Tails couldn't help but speak again. Nine-Tails swears that today is the most emotional day of its life. Well, didn't you see that? Next, it's time to speed up. Naruto looked up at Nine-Tails, gave it a big roll of his eyes, and continued. Hearing this, Nine-Tails hurriedly collected his mind, staring hungrily at the picture in front of him. Under Nine-Tails' astonished and weird eyes, the Uchiha Madara who made his teeth itch. After the battle with Six Paths Naruto, it ended with such a funny ending. With the appearance of Otsutsuki Kagaya, Nine-Tails has no doubts anymore. Even Nine-Tails only knew a little about the existence of 10 Tails and Kagaya. What's more, there are only 12-year-old human children. After Six Paths Mingzo finally sealed Kagaya, rescued the nine-tailed beasts, and Mingzo reconciled, Nine-Tails finally showed a satisfied fox smile. If this is the future, it seems that it is not unacceptable. Nine-Tails turned his head to look at Naruto's eyes, which also had some different colors. Kurama, you don't think this is the future of tailed beasts? Naruto saw Nine-Tails' aunt's smile, and threw cold water with a smirk. Isn't this over? Could there be another accident? Nine-Tails' expression froze for an instant, staring at the huge red eyes, and said in a panic. Their tail beast was almost devoured and returned to 10 tails. This is bad enough, can it be worse than this? Naruto didn't explain, and looked at Nine-Tails meaningfully, and the surrounding scenes changed again. At the beginning, the Otsutsuki trio came to the ninja world. 1 tail to 8 tails, quickly absorbed and refined into elixir. And 9 tails Naruto and Sasuke, after a hard fight, defeated the enemy again. But before 9 tails is happy, the appearance of Otsutsuki will completely end 9 tails' fantasy. In the future, in order to protect Naruto, it used the heavy particle mode, and eventually died completely. This makes 9 tails look silly. Now it can't understand its own future choices at all. But none of the information contained in it can be fabricated. This is so. I died in the future. How do you know these things? 9 tails looked at the thin and small Naruto with confused eyes, and asked in a daze. Now 9 tails is very confused about himself and the future. Kurama, the future situation, you have also seen it. As one of the forces divided by 10 tails, there will always be people who covet your power. Even if we in the future defeat that style, there will still be a steady stream of Otsutsuki tribesmen coming. This is the fate of you tailed beasts. As for why I know this, I don't know this either. It may be some strange reactions caused by the arrival of Doraemon. Kurama, if we can, let's change that together, the future without you. Naruto stared sincerely at 9 tails, showing the last foxtail. Instead of making up lies about being reborn or seeing the future, he blames Doraemon directly. With Doraemon here, Naruto doesn't need to bother to fabricate lies. Change the future without me, but can we change that future? As you said, there will be a steady stream of enemies appearing in the future. 9 tails murmured in a trance, suddenly thought of something, his eyes lit up, and he leaned over to look at Naruto with lowered eyebrows. Who was that strange cat just now? 9 tails thought of the fear of being dominated by Momotaro Onigiri just now, and hurriedly asked. In the future picture, there is no figure of Doraemon. Perhaps, this is the turnaround. You mean Doraemon? It is a terrifying existence from other worlds. With its help, we can easily change the future. Don't ask me why I know this, just don't know. Naruto stared at Nine Tails intently, his eyes were firm and he spoke loudly. Nine Tails. Uzumaki Naruto, I kind of recognize you. I hope you don't let me down. Nine Tails scrutinized Naruto carefully, the corners of his mouth curled up, and he squinted his eyes and said loudly. At the same time, Naruto felt a force flowing into his body, and his consciousness instantly returned to the sealed space. Just a little bit. Also, the picture of the future is, after all, just a future that has never happened. Can't empathize. Still, that's enough. Naruto looked down at the tail beast chakra flowing towards his body, the corners of his mouth raised, his eyes showed excitement, and he thought to himself. The Nine Tails Golden Body Mode is about to debut in advance. Naruto, is this thing entangled with you, is there any danger? Doraemon saw Naruto, who was entwined by Nine Tails chakra, stood in the cage, sweating profusely and shouted worriedly. It's a pity that Doraemon can't take out any props at all now that there is no danger to his life. It's okay, this is the power Kurama gave me. Seeing Doraemon in a hurry, Naruto's heart warmed, and he explained with a smile, signaling it not to worry. With the help of Nine Tails chakra, Naruto's consciousness flew to the seal of the above seal. As long as the banning gate is opened, the power of Nine Tails can be instilled into Naruto without hindrance. Turn on Nine Tails chakra mode. Naruto suppressed the excitement in his heart, and finally came to the seal of the sealing technique. Naruto, just tear it off, it's fine. Nine Tails stood in the iron cage, staring at Naruto in the midair, thinking of what was about to happen, couldn't help shouting with agitation in his heart. It's not really free, but in Nine Tails chakra mode, it can gain some freedom. Well, no, the future Nine Tails said. It's dangerous outside, it's better to stay here to be safer. I know this. Don't get so excited, Kurama. Naruto glanced at the arrogant Nine Tails with a funny face, and responded casually. Under the attention of everyone, Naruto pressed his hand on the seal of the ban and tore it hard. As a result, the talisman did not move at all. This situation made both Naruto and Kurama dumbfounded. Only Doraemon, who didn't know why, looked at the two of them curiously with two big eyes. Don't understand what they are doing. How so? It shouldn't be. I'm ready to hang up, that's all. Naruto stared at the seal that seemed to be engraved on the gate with a confused face, and complained in his heart. Naruto, who didn't believe in evil, grabbed the sigil again with both hands, but it was still useless. Nine Tails in the cage stared blankly at Naruto, who was tossing there, doubting life for a while. Is this guy really my future partner? Yeah, I know why. Naruto, who had tried several times, suddenly had a flash of inspiration, patted his head and shouted loudly. In the original plot, even if Naruto exploded 8 tails, he did not break the ban by his own strength. Instead, it will draw out the chakra of the 4th generation, strengthening the seal. If 9 tails is allowed to increase chakra, let alone whether his weak body can bear it, even if 8 tails or 9 tails explode, it is estimated that the 4th generation couple will come out to stop it. In other words, he has nothing to do with this seal now. Think about it too. Stronger than 9 tails, he is not bound by the seal, let alone the genin who got 9 tails chakra. In the original drama, Naruto has the aura of the protagonist, and it is not the key left by the 4th generation that opens the gate of the ban. Unless, he can find Jiraiya and convince him to get the key to open the seal. However, Naruto is not panicking, he has a second option. The omnipotent Dream Master, Doraemon. Thinking of this, Naruto controlled the 9 tails chakra under him, returned to the ground, and came to Doraemon. Doraemon, how many Honkai points do we have now? Could you give me a master key? I'm going to break that seal. Naruto looked at Doraemon anxiously, and said in a hurry. He fooled 9 tails just now, and now he is actively cooperating to complete the 9 tails mode. No matter what, there should be some collapse points to make money. Let me see. Doraemon looked confused. What are you doing? There is a point of collapse. But it didn't refuse, it patted its head, and its eyes began to roll. 3 seconds later, the number -500 appeared in Doraemon's eye sockets. Why not? Seeing this number, Naruto almost spurted blood, his eyes widened, and he exclaimed in disbelief. Naruto, what the hell have you done? There must be an impact on the world before there will be a collapse point. With the collapse point, there will be a reminder. Doraemon's eyes returned to normal, and he looked at the stunned Naruto strangely, and reminded. Hearing Doraemon's reminder, Naruto, who had an ugly face, changed his expression and suddenly realized. Yep, he's just agreeing with 9 tails right now. It didn't make perfect 9 tails Jinchuriki ahead of time, so nothing changed. At most, it can only be that the mind has changed, but the world has not changed. Then, the first pot of gold still depends on the genin test. Kakashi, sorry about that. Naruto immediately cleared his mind, and lowered his head to think about the change plan of the genin test. Next day Naruto came to the ninja school early, waiting for the class. Without Naruto's intervention, everything is as it was in the original scenario. As in the original plot, he forms the 7th class with Sasuke and small Sakura, and becomes Kakashi's disciple. Well, of course Naruto avoided a kiss with Sasuke. Anyway, tomorrow is at the training ground. I will judge whether you can pass. And remember to bring your ninja tools. Gather at 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's it, disband. Remember not to eat breakfast, you will vomit. On the rooftop, Kakashi turned his back on the 3 of them, and after a few clean instructions, he disappeared instantly. Sasuke and little Sakura, who were preoccupied, were left uneasy there. You two, I'll go back first. See you tomorrow. Naruto stood up, stretched lazily, and waved his hands nonchalantly. After finishing speaking, he turned and walked away. Now is not the time to attack little Sakura. Naruto doesn't want to be a licking dog. If you want to lick, it means someone else licks him. Naruto. Little Sakura looked at Naruto's unrestrained back, and couldn't help being stunned. Today's Naruto is totally different from before. The next day Naruto fell asleep happily until he woke up naturally, then washed and ate without haste, and headed to the training ground. Knowing what kind of nasty Naruto Kakashi is, he wouldn't go there early and wait. Naruto, you're late. Naruto had just walked to the training ground, and the little Sakura who had been waiting for a long time shouted dissatisfied. The Crown Princess Sasuke, still in that tugging look, sat on the side without raising her head and continued to pretend to be deep. It's just the faint dark circles under his eyes and tired face that exposed his true condition. Sasuke and little Sakura came here at 5 o'clock in the morning, before dawn. Onla, how can you be late if the teacher hasn't come yet? Naruto waved his hands lazily, sat casually aside, and said neither humble nor overbearing. What? The teacher said to come early. Sasuke and I have been here for a long time. Little Sakura was stunned for a moment before expressing her inner dissatisfaction in a slightly slower voice. That's you, I'm at the end of the crane. When did you see that the tail of the crane listened to the teacher so much? Naruto leaned against the wooden post behind him and said casually. Now Naruto doesn't care about the word crane tail at all. Genius? Scrap? These false titles are just floating clouds in his eyes. If you want to get involved, but don't take him with you. Naruto, what happened? In the past, he would definitely join him in attacking that nasty teacher and comfort himself. Isn't he the most annoying person to say that he is the tail of the crane? The little Sakura looked at the lazy Naruto with a look of astonishment, feeling suspicious in her heart. She actually enjoys the pleasure of complaining about others with Naruto. It's just the shame in her heart that prevents her from being so thick-skinned. Naruto's answer caused Sasuke, who was pretending to be cool, to look sideways. Why isn't this guy as passionate as before? When the two secretly observed Naruto, Naruto also inadvertently aimed at Sasuke. If you want to say the strongest CP in Hokage, you have to look at the Ming-Zuo combination. How many Hokage fans are so upset? The heroine Hinata is not a princess at all. Although her appearance is outrageous and her figure is bursting, she has too few emotional scenes. In terms of CP, it is not as good as Naruto Sakura. But they are not enough to look at in front of Princess Sasuke. This is Naruto from the original drama. Of course, Naruto didn't mean to be gay. It's purely idle and boring thinking. Just when Naruto was thinking wildly, Kakashi's figure appeared in the sight of the 3. Hey, you 3, good morning. Kakashi was carrying a school bag, squinting his eyes and came forward to say hello. Too slow, little Sakura, who was not expressed by Naruto, pointed at Kakashi, and shouted with a straight face. But Kakashi, an old fritter, has long been so thick-skinned that he doesn't care about little Sakura's dissatisfaction at all. Because a black cat went through my eyes, so. Cough cough. So what, the time is set at 12 o'clock. Your task is to snatch these 2 bells away before noon. Those who don't take the bell will have nothing to eat. Under Naruto's playful eyes, Kakashi finished his test rules. Sasuke and little Sakura also know the reason why Kakashi doesn't let them have breakfast. Both of them stared at Kakashi with resentment. Naruto almost burst out laughing. Among them, little Sakura also raised some questions in the original plot, which were answered one by Kakashi. Then, the preparations begin. Ready, go. Seeing that no one was asking questions, Kakashi waved his hand and ordered to the 3 of them in a deep voice. Sasuke and the little Sakura instantly left the spot and hid separately. Only Naruto stood up slowly, looking at Kakashi without moving. Do you have a problem? Didn't you understand what I said? The most basic thing about a ninja is to hide your aura. Kakashi raised his dead fish eyes, looked at Naruto speechlessly, and reprimanded him with black lines all over his head. Is this the teacher's child? Really, not cute at all. Hey, Kakashi-sensei, you are too nonsense. As long as it can beat you, that's fine. Hiding is just the performance of the weak. Naruto smiled dismissively, scoffing at Kakashi's lesson. The gaudy ninja skills are simply a joke in the face of powerful strength. Which ninja still plays real ninja battles in the later stage? Isn't it all a comparison? Naruto's hands are in the mudra, and the blue chakra, which is visible to the naked eye, surges wildly on his body. This is the first benefit after reaching a consensus with 9 tails. Instead of wasting your own chakra, suppress the spilled-tailed beast chakra from 9 tails. According to Kakashi, the current Naruto has at least 100 calories of chakra. Naruto directly opened the chakra-crushing game. Multiple shadow clone technique. Naruto shouted loudly, bang bang bang, a few large white smoke floated. 500 shadow clones suddenly appeared beside the two of them. Kakashi, who was originally relaxed, stretched out his hand to make love to heaven, and froze in place for an instant. This number of shadow clone, even he, must be taken seriously. Hateful, the one at the end of the crane actually has such strength? How is this possible? Sasuke, who was hiding in the bushes, suddenly shrank his pupils, subconsciously grasped the branch in his hand, and gritted his teeth in disbelief. Naruto. There is such a ninjutsu, it is not an ordinary clone, it is an entity. This guy is really not easy. In this way, you should be able to grab the bell. The little Sakura was lying in a bush, saw so many Naruto through the gap, her eyes were shining, and she cheered in a low voice. Up. Standing in the center of Shadow Clone, Naruto waved his hand and gave an order. Shadow Clone from all directions shouted loudly and punched Kakashi. There are too many people, there is no way. Kakashi frowned slightly, murmured, quickly completed the seal with both hands, and slapped the ground. Earth-style tubo technique. In an instant, with Kakashi as the center, the flat ground was like a wave, rushing in all directions, violently rolling. The shadow clones rushing towards Kakashi were immediately interrupted by the sudden attack, and they were scrambling to stand unsteadily, in a mess. Kakashi took the opportunity. Chakra exploded under his feet, touched the ground with his right foot, and the figure quickly jumped into the air. Is that the real body? In midair, Kakashi quickly raised the forehead protector, revealing the Scarlet 3 Tomo Sharingan spinning quickly. After discovering a Naruto behaving strangely, he covered the Sharingan with a forehead protector. Throw a few shurikens casually, and try to attack. The whole movement was done in one go, so fast that Sasuke and little Sakura, who were hiding in the dark, couldn't see his movements clearly. Several shurikens flew across the sky quickly, and they came to Naruto in the blink of an eye. Several shadow clones stepped forward immediately and blocked the wave of attacks for him. The light in Kakashi's eyes flashed, and the figure disappeared the moment he landed. Oops. Seeing that Kakashi was gone, Naruto had a dark secret, and subconsciously wanted to dodge and leave the place. But almost at the same time, Naruto felt his neck tighten and his whole body was imprisoned. Damn, the current strength is still too good. About to overturn? Naruto, your shadow clone is really good. But the strength is too weak, it is useless at all. Kakashi hugged Naruto, looked around with lazy eyes, and said calmly. Yes. Naruto, who was imprisoned, smiled strangely and calmly, with a well-thought-out plan. Kakashi was stunned, could it be that he misread it? Just when Kakashi was stunned, the nearest shadow clones rushed forward in an instant. Kakashi was attacked by shadow clone, subconsciously let go of Naruto in his hand, and fought back. Naruto, who was freed from imprisonment, immediately pulled back and left the center of the battle. Psychological warfare. Sly boy. But this is also good, if you confirm your real body, you won't be afraid of accidental injury. Kakashi, who was besieged by Shadow Clone, saw Naruto running away, and immediately understood. Fire-style Great Fireball technique. Kakashi repelled a few Shadow Clone with 3 punches and 2 kicks, quickly formed seals with both hands, put his right hand upright by his mouth, and shouted loudly. A mighty Great Fireball formed in front of Kakashi in an instant, and rushed towards the Shadow Clones in front of him. The Shadow Clones are helpless in front of the Great Fireball. A series of white smoke drifted past, and a large number of Shadow Clone quickly disappeared. Chance. Sasuke, who was hiding in the shadows, immediately caught Kakashi using the gap of fire style, and threw a few shurikens. At the same time, quickly dodge and leave the place. Regardless of whether the attack just now worked or not, he has already exposed his position. Kakashi, who was using the Great Fireball, swayed from side to side as if he felt it, and he avoided it perfectly with a few shurikens. Also at this time, the Great Fireball dispersed, leaving only less than 100 shadow clones standing there except for the potholes. Kakashi frowned, chakra surged under his feet, and he was about to rush towards the shadow clones. Mr. Kakashi, the assessment is over. The Naruto body standing next to shadow clones suddenly took out 2 bells, hung them on his hands and shook them. When Kakashi saw the 2 bells, his face tightened, and his brain quickly replayed the previous fight. Suddenly, Kakashi thought of imprisoning Naruto and suddenly realized. The moment he hesitated, Naruto not only took the opportunity to escape, but also snatched the bell in the chaos. Naruto, you are amazing, we passed the test. Little Sakura, who was hiding in the dark, ran out happily and shouted excitedly. Sasuke, who was shifting positions, also showed unwillingness and surprise, and looked at Naruto in surprise. Such strength, is it still the tail of the crane? And such a huge chakra, can Genin really have it? So, who would you choose to be your partner? There are only 2 bells, that is, only 2 people can graduate. Kakashi restrained chakra, stared at Naruto meaningfully, and said curiously. He is really curious now, what choice will this teacher's child make? Cherishing the teamwork of his partners is what he values. Choose? Children will obey your choice. I choose to beat you and let us all advance. Naruto looked at the tense Sakura, smiled jokingly, threw the bell at them, and said loudly. At the same time, a red chakra emerged from Naruto's body, and a light red chakra coat appeared around him. Behind him, 4 crimson chakra tails quickly extended. The whole person is wrapped by 9 tails chakra, just like a little 4 tails. The huge chakra coercion, accompanied by an evil and trembling breath, rushed in all directions like a hurricane. How could Naruto play cards according to common sense in order to obtain the collapse point? This is the power of 9 tails. What a terrifying coercion. Seeing the familiar and fearful scarlet chakra, Kakashi's pupils suddenly shrank, and the expression on his face instantly became serious. Sasuke, little Sakura, run away. Kakashi hurriedly turned his head and shouted to Sasuke and little Sakura. At the same time, Kakashi quickly pushed away the forehead protector, revealing the Scarlet 3 Tomo Sharingan again. He guardedly stood in front of the 2, staring at Naruto nervously. At this moment, Kakashi's heart is broken. Who would have thought that Naruto would explode 9 tails just by doing a genin test? He exploded 4 tails directly when he came up, wouldn't that kill him? Naruto, can you still understand what I'm saying? Quickly control your power, don't be lost by power. Kakashi yelled tentatively, hoping Naruto could still control himself. Before, Naruto thought about how to destroy the plot and get collapse points. The easiest way is to have a few 9 tails chaos. Or be darker and directly kill Sasuke, Kakashi, and little Sakura who saved the ninja world. Or expose the plot and cause chaos in the ninja world. Drama and 9 tails, it is the only resource in his hands. Unfortunately, Doraemon told him that the rapid collapse of the world trajectory will attract the attention of the world's will and cause unpredictable consequences. Only by changing things one by one, boiling frogs in warm water, quantitative changes lead to qualitative changes. In this case, Naruto can only settle for the next best thing. Kakashi, the big injustice delivered to your door, is the best choice. Naruto, your body can only last 10 minutes at most. Otherwise, even if I cooperate with you, you will also be eroded by my chakra, and your mind will be devoured by negative emotions. The voice of 9 tails rang in Naruto's mind. 10 minutes is enough. Naruto grinned, and said to 9 tails in his body with his thoughts. 9 tails, who is restricted by the seal, still has some difficulty in controlling his own chakra. If there is no seal, 9 tails can perfectly control their own chakra, and give the pure chakra to Naruto to complete 9 tails chakra mode. But now, 9 tails can only try their best to control it. Before Naruto ran away, he took the initiative to withdraw his own chakra. Ms. Kakashi, I said I would beat you. Why suppress your own strength? I'm going to go. Naruto yelled, chakra exploded again, turned into a red afterimage, and came to Kakashi in an instant. Punch out. So fast, through Sharingan's powerful insight, Kakashi only had time to block it, and was punched flying. Under Naruto's control, Kakashi's body did not hit the 2 of Sakura behind him. Instead, it rubbed against the bodies of the 2 of them, and quickly flew backwards like a rag doll. Pulled out a long gully on the ground and smashed into the woods behind. The wind pressure of this punch made Sakura and the 2 of them tremble with fear. Where have Sasuke and little Sakura seen such a terrifying scene? At this time, he was already terrified, and he froze on the spot dripping with cold sweat, not daring to move at all. Sasuke, little Sakura, step aside. I will not hurt you. Naruto was amused by the pale and trembling look of the two of them, Sakura, and he comforted him. Naruto, what ninjutsu are you doing? The little Sakura, who didn't know the existence of Jinchuriki, immediately recovered herself, and asked with some fear. Hateful. What kind of monster is this guy? Under this kind of momentum, I was so scared that I trembled. I am like this, what qualifications do I have to kill that guy? In his eyes, I, the chief student, is such a ridiculous existence. Sasuke also recovered himself, looking at Naruto angrily, gnashing his teeth and doubting life. Talk about it later. You guys hide aside first. Naruto didn't have time to chat with them now, so he responded casually and rushed towards the forest where Kakashi flew backwards. He only had 50% of his strength before, and Kakashi should not be knocked out with a single punch. Earth-style earth flow wall. Naruto, who was rushing forward, suddenly appeared in front of him a mud flow wall carved with a dog's head. Naruto, who moved at high speed, did not dodge. Stretching out his right hand, the nine tails chakra wrapped in his hand turned into a giant chakra claw, breaking through the mud flow wall effortlessly. He rushed towards Kakashi unabated. What a powerful attack. Ordinary offensive and defensive ninjutsu no longer work on him? The only good news is that Naruto can control his power. As expected of a teacher's child. Kakashi's pupils shrank, and the Sharingan in the left eye frame turned wildly, thinking to himself. Just now, at the critical moment, Kakashi opened the 8 inner gates and opened the door before sustaining the punch attack. Unbeknownst to Kakashi, this is also why Naruto released the water. Thunder Tiger kills. Kakashi is also at this time, using this little time, instantly seals and activates ninjutsu. A Thunder Tiger composed of Thunder attribute chakra roared towards Naruto with lightning speed. Naruto, stop. I agree to your request. Kakashi took advantage of the situation and shouted at Naruto. To be honest, his current strength is simply not enough to face 4 tails Naruto. No, I don't want your charity. I want to defeat you and gain your approval. Naruto refused without hesitation, and the 4 tails behind him shattered Thunder Tiger-like arms. How many Honkai points can I get just by beating Kakashi? What Naruto wants is not just to defeat Kakashi. Roar. Naruto chakra erupted, roaring with full momentum, and the sound shook the whole field. Kakashi's face turned green when he saw this. Is this child a muscle? In desperation, Kakashi had no choice but to bite the bullet and fight. No way, just surrender. Kakashi, shameless? A training ground not far away, Asuma is conducting a strength test with 3 disciples. Hearing this beast roar and the ominous chakra in the distance, suddenly, his complexion changed. Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, you are qualified. Disband now. Asuma bit off the cigarette butt, and quickly ordered to the 3 new disciples. The body flicker technique was activated, and ran in the direction of Naruto. Shikamaru, Choji, Ino. The other side Might Guy is nearby, taking 3 disciples for daily training. Hearing the roar of the beast, Might Guy rushed towards Kakashi with 3 disciples without hesitation. Neji, Xiao Li, and Tianshan, who have been genin for a year, have been recognized by Might Guy in terms of strength. Did not abandon them. The other ninjas nearby who heard the roar of the beast also rushed to the scene of the incident by coincidence. Hokage Building 3rd Hokage Sarutobi Hiruzen sits opposite Amino Iruka. Just when Iruka questioned some rumors about Kakashi's class, a beast roar suddenly interrupted the peaceful atmosphere. Oops, Sarutobi Hiruzen's calm face changed instantly, and he left here in an instant, ignoring Iruka and Anbu beside him. Master Hokage. Iruka looked at the seat where Sarutobi Hiruzen disappeared and murmured. Suddenly thought of something, turned his head to look at the place where the beast roared, his gaze was serious. Naruto? That Kakashi is really not a qualified teacher. Iruka murmured in a low voice, moved his body, and ran quickly to the training ground. Training course Naruto roared, and the figure turned into an afterimage again, rushing towards Kakashi. Kakashi, who opened the door, with the assistance of Sharingan, barely dodged the high-speed attack. But Naruto's speed is also frighteningly fast. He quickly changed direction and rushed up again. Chidori. After barely dodging a few attacks, Kakashi gritted his teeth and launched his own ninjutsu. Using Chidori's thunder attribute to paralyze Naruto, Kakashi can still do it. Chidori? Naruto's heart skipped a beat, and his speed skyrocketed again, appearing behind Kakashi almost like teleporting. So fast, Kakashi's Sharingan, only saw a flash of red light, and lost the trace of Naruto. However, Kakashi is also experienced in combat, and immediately defended behind him sideways. But Naruto's speed was faster, and in a flash, Kakashi's right hand grabbed Kakashi with Chidori's right forearm. He didn't have the powerful insight of Sharingan and couldn't grasp Kakashi's wrist accurately. You can grab the forearm under the wrist and the effect will be the same. Shit. The moment Kakashi was grabbed by the arm, such a thought came to Kakashi. In the next second, Kakashi felt a strong force coming from his chest, and his consciousness passed out instantly. Before passing out, Kakashi vaguely saw a flash of green. I go. Emperor guy is so fierce. Naruto looked at Kakashi who was knocked out by the king guy, his eyes were wide open, unable to complain. Just now, he grabbed Kakashi's right arm and was about to fight back. Emperor guy rushed out. Naruto subconsciously blocked Kakashi in front of him, and then... wrong kick. Might guy looked at Kakashi who was kicked unconscious by himself, his fiery eyes instantly turned blank in embarrassment, and he yelled strangely. Just now when he saw the critical situation, the third gate broke out instantly and rushed forward. Did not expect. Naruto sent the fainted Kakashi to Sakura with the chakra tail, and looked at Might Guy pretending to be angry. Hateful, who are you? You dare to sneak attack Mr. Kakashi? Interrupt our genin test. Unforgivable. Naruto yelled out of the excuse, without giving Might Guy a chance to explain, his figure turned into a red afterimage, and punched him again. Genin test. Hey, no. Seeing that Naruto is still conscious, Might Guy explained loudly. But before he could finish his words, Naruto's fist hit him. With Jonin's strength and the open third gate, Might Guy managed to barely block Naruto's blow. Just took a few steps back. Can actually catch my blow, look at the trick. Might Guy was about to continue explaining, but Naruto shouted first. The four tails behind him, together with their fists and feet, instantly sped up the rhythm of the attack, leaving Might Guy with no chance to speak at all. This guy, the speed is too fast. If this goes on, there is no way to explain it. Only suppress him first, then explain. The door of injury, open. After Might Guy withstood a few attacks with difficulty, he felt certain and shouted in a low voice. In an instant, Might Guy's skin was reddish, the veins on his forehead were slightly bulging, and his whole body was emitting green light, mixed with azure blue chakra. Almost instantly, Might Guy flashed behind Naruto and kicked him. Naruto also responded quickly. When Might Guy opened the fourth gate, the four tails defended on both sides and behind in advance. Might Guy's kick was blocked by the two tails behind him. Fourth gate guy, interesting. Such a thought flashed through Naruto's mind instantly, chakra exploded with all his strength, four tails was fully activated. The figure flashed by Might Guy's side like a teleportation. Might Guy's eyes sharpened, and he immediately sent a roundabout kick to meet him. At this time, the two were already on par in speed. Like two red and green rays of light, they flashed everywhere at high speed in this training ground. Only the wind pressure of that punch and kick, or the potholes that constantly appeared on the ground, proved the danger of the battle. What kind of terrifying power is this? If I had this kind of power, I would definitely kill that guy. Sasuke, who was standing outside the training ground, stared intently at the afterimages flashing around, trembling with envy. Naruto. Little Sakura supported the fainted Kakashi, stared at the invisible picture with trembling eyes, murmured, and felt overwhelmed. Naruto at the end of the crane. Naruto who is mischievous, Naruto who loves to fight. In the end, which one is the real Naruto, teacher guy? What is that? How is this possible? Xiao Li, Neji, and Tianqian also rushed to the scene at this time, watching the scene of the battle, each exclaimed in different ways. That is, 9 tails exploded. Asuma, who also rushed to the scene, saw Kakashi fainted, and 4 tails Naruto who was fighting Might Guy, and said in amazement. Hurry up and go, this is not a battle you can participate in. Asuma remembered the fear of being dominated by 9 tails when she was a child, took out her weapon Feion, and shouted at Sasuke, Xiao Li, and Neji. At this moment, Asuma thought about the fearlessness of the ancestors in the face of 9 tails in their protection. Is this the existence of Jade? Asuma murmured, his eyes became firm instantly, suppressing the fear of 9 tails in his heart, and rushed into the battle group. Asuma moved so fast that neither Sasuke nor Sakura had time to explain. Drink. Might Guy once again punched Naruto, and the fists collided, causing Chakra's wind pressure to turn into 2 hurricanes, flying around. At this moment in the gap, Asuma held Feion, 2 bundles of blue chakra knives exploded, and slashed at the 2 tails behind Naruto. Ding. Ding. The sharp chakra knife, which cuts iron like mud, slashed on Chakra's tail, but there were only 2 harsh impact sounds, and it didn't make any progress. Is this the power of 9 tails? Asuma stared at the place where Feiyan cut in horror, quickly retreated with an ugly expression. While he was backing away, a large amount of gray high-temperature soot was sprayed from his mouth. In the blink of an eye, the soot covered a distance of 100 meters. Guy, come out quickly. Asuma yelled, and the mudra in his hand began to change. In the next instant, a green afterimage rushed out of the range of soot, and Asuma launched ninjutsu. Fire-style ash accumulation burning. Asuma yelled loudly, and immediately ignited a trace of soot near his mouth, and the entire field of soot exploded in an instant. The soot accumulated by the ashes is similar to the existence of explosives. Once ignited, it is a high-explosive fire-style ninjutsu in a large area. Asuma, will this fire-style hurt him? The figure of Might Guy appeared next to Asuma in an instant, asking nervously. But he knows that Naruto is rational. No, I just tested it. At most, he will be injured or stunned, his defense is very strong. Asuma stared at the center of the explosion with a solemn expression, and said in a deep voice. Naruto is Konoha's 9 tails Jinchuriki, how could Asuma kill directly? These are the choices he made after seeing the powerful defense of the tail beast coat. Besides, Asuma is not sure whether he can break through the defense of the tail beast coat. Damn it, you guys pissed me off. While the two were talking, an angry shout came from the center of the explosion, and the tyrannical chakra coerced, instantly blowing away the surrounding smoke and dust. Still talking? Guy, didn't he go berserk? Hearing the roar, Asuma's nervous and ugly face froze. She turned her head to look at Might Guy, and asked in embarrassment. Rampage? No, they're running a genin test. When I rushed over, I accidentally knocked Kakashi out. Then, he's going to find me to avenge Kakashi. Might Guy also touched his head in embarrassment, speaking honestly. Asuma went numb for an instant. What the hell is this genin test? Which jonin can stand such a test? Asuma subconsciously looked at the fainted Kakashi with admiration. Kakashi is a genius ninja. Even testing genin is different from others. Faint Kakashi. That, misunderstanding. It's all a misunderstanding, I won't fight anymore. Asuma looked at the angry Naruto embarrassingly, explained stiffly, and was about to run away. Just a joke, if 9 tails really went berserk, then he would try his best to stop it. But now what? Is it okay to go up and fight by yourself? Misunderstand? I'll blow you up and tell you about the misunderstanding, would you like to? Don't try to run. Naruto shouted, pretending to be angry, and stretched out his hand to grab it. With a red claw of chakra, it rushed towards Asuma. The purpose of Naruto is to use the genin test to do big things justifiably. Of course, I won't let go of Asuma delivered to my door. Asuma's face turned green when she saw this. Quickly dodging Chakra's claws, hating myself for running around. Why was it so impulsive? The current situation of Naruto made him even more constrained, who was already stretched. Little devil, let me teach you a lesson. Might Guy, who hasn't been full of enthusiasm for a long time, is now also beaten out of passion, shouting and rushing into the battle group again. In the current Konoha, there is no existence that can practice martial arts with him. Not even Kakashi. That is, 9 tails went berserk. Hurry up and inform Lord Hokage, and seal the squad in a hurry. Never let 9 tails break through the seal. The captain of the Anbu team, who was the first to rush over, was startled when he saw the scene of the battle, and immediately ordered. The 3-person team immediately dispersed to carry out the order. At the same time, Konoha Jonin and Chunin arrived one after another. Among them, Yuhihong from the 8th class, as well as Shiranui Schwanma, Moonlight Gale, and Foot Thunder. The number of people has increased. There are only about 3 minutes left. So, multiple shadow clone technique. Naruto dodged the Might Guy's attack quickly, forming seals with both hands, and shouted loudly. Boom, boom, a series of smoke drifting past. In the field, 24 tails Naruto clones suddenly appeared. Everyone who was about to attack stopped their movements in unison, staring at the 21 little 4 tails in horror. This guy actually still has clones? Stop it, Naruto. At this critical moment, Sarutobi Hiruzen finally rushed over and shouted loudly. No, I only listen to Mr. Kakashi's approval. Nothing you say counts. Naruto shouted again, pretending to be a muscle, and with a big wave of his hand, all the shadow clones rushed forward. Kakashi. Naruto, you ked me up. Sarutobi Hiruzen heard Naruto's shout, and the worry in his heart finally fell to the ground. As long as it is confirmed that Naruto is not unconscious and can control the power of 9 tails by himself, that is enough. Konoha can't bear the Nine Tails rebellion anymore. So, just to test, Naruto's hold on the power of Nine Tails. It can also let the new generation of ninjas know the horror of tailed beasts. Sarutobi Hiruzen changed his mind in an instant. Just stand there and watch the Naruto and Shadow clones wreak havoc, fighting the Konoha shinobi in the field. Naruto's current Shadow clone is blessed with Nine Tails chakra, and its strength is almost exactly the same. Post-chakra dispensing gaps do not exist and are more difficult to break. Is this the horror my father faced back then? No. What I am facing now is just a Shadow clone in Four Tails state. At that time, my father was facing the real Nine Tails demon fox. I'm still too weak. After Yuhihong was slapped flying by Naruto's paw, she covered the ripped clothes with one hand to prevent her clothes from being lost. With beautiful big red eyes, she stared blankly at Four Tails Naruto, biting her lip and muttering unwillingly. Well, that's really good. It's the one I like. Naruto, who was hidden under the tailed beast's coat, looked away reluctantly and commented in his heart. Yuhihong, but the sexy big beauty with a surname in Hokage. It perfectly interprets what a big wave is, but Naruto was running out of time, and just took a quick look before rushing towards the others. Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't stop it, so Naruto didn't hold back. Biao Lianhua. Might Guy dodges quickly behind a Four Tails Naruto that leaps into the air, grabs him and spins downward at high speed. Four Tails Naruto roared, and the four tails wrapped around Might Guy in an instant, leading him to hit the ground together. When Might Guy saw this, his face turned pale. His Biao Lianhua is to leave the opponent at the moment of hitting the ground, allowing the opponent to bear the impact. It's not a collision that kills the opponent together. His body is not as hard as Nine Tails Naruto. Dumen Kai. At the critical moment, Might Guy shouted loudly, the chakra on his body exploded again, and the green light shone even brighter. Li Lianhua. Might Guy yelled again and kicked Four Tails Naruto in the chest. The huge impact instantly kicked Four Tails Naruto into the ground, making a big hole. Bang. This Four Tails Naruto turned into white smoke and disappeared. Who? Shadow clone. What a tough guy. But it's just a test, it's a bit wasteful to open the fifth gate. Might Guy panted slightly, stared at the empty pothole, and whispered to himself. The green light on his body also weakened a lot as the voice fell. Dumen, close. Mr. Guy, you are the best. This is the passionate youth. Break out, Mr. Guy. Xiao Li watched the blood surge from the side, stretched out his hand and gave a thumbs up, grinned at Might Guy, and cheered loudly. What, Xiao Li, my training goal for today? It is to defeat 10 clones, you help me count. When Xiao Li said this, Might Guy immediately howled with enthusiasm, and rushed towards a Four Tails Naruto again. Neji, Tianshin. What a great Jonin, if only he were my lead Jonin. Well, although my temper is a bit weird. Sasuke fixed his eyes on the erupting Might Guy, then turned his head to look at the fainted Kakashi, and judged. Indeed, Might Guy is indeed the most eye-catching one among the existing Konoha Jonin. Everyone else was beaten by Four Tails Naruto. Only the Might Guy can fight back and break the Shadow clone. Naruto, the time is almost up. I'm removing chakra. Naruto was fighting vigorously when the voice of Nine Tails suddenly shouted in his ear. Understood. Naruto responded, opened his mouth to the sky and screamed. Tiny purple-black energy condensed around his mouth. That is, not good. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was watching the game, saw this scene, and his face changed drastically. The 5 fingers instantly ignited the 5-attribute chakra, and rushed towards Naruto at a speed that did not match his age. Seeing this, the other Four Tails Naruto distanced themselves from their opponents and made the same move. Sarutobi Hiruzen, who was impacted halfway, froze in place for an instant. He was 1, but Four Tails Naruto now has a dozen. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at the dozen or so Naruto who quickly condensed the tailed beast bomb, not knowing which one to seal. Suddenly, Sarutobi Hiruzen moved his feet and quickly came to the unconscious Kakashi. Little Sakura only felt a flash in front of her eyes, and Kakashi disappeared beside her. Kakashi, make Naruto stop, he passed. Sarutobi Hiruzen grabbed Kakashi, pinched him hard, and panicked. Kakashi opened his eyes in a daze, and saw a dozen Four Tails Naruto condensing tailed beast bomb. Naruto, stop. I agree that you passed the assessment. Kakashi was startled awake instantly, and hurriedly shouted to Naruto. Kakashi's shout not only made Naruto stop, but also made some Konoha shinobi followers who didn't know the truth instantly understand the reason. Immediately, most of the Konoha shinobi present paid attention to Kakashi. It's just the aggrieved and angry eyes, which makes people feel distressed. Well, it just hurts. They are now basically all wounded. Seriously, almost disabled. But what the hell, is someone else's genin assessment? Where does this make them Jonin and Chunin face? And Kakashi, can't you come out sooner? Let them be beaten in vain. Real? Sasuke and little Sakura also passed the test together? Naruto dispersed the condensed-tailed beast bomb, and asked pretending to be pleasantly surprised. Yes, everyone passed. Seeing that Naruto agreed sensibly and cared about his partner, Kakashi agreed with relief. Teacher, Naruto is not only a qualified Jinchuriki, but also a Konoha shinobi who inherits the will of fire. Kakashi stared at Naruto intently, thinking with emotion. Whispering sound, then you said it earlier. Caused me such a troublesome fight. Naruto looked like he was being good-looking for being cheap, and curled his lips impatiently. The nine tails chakra on his body faded instantly, revealing his real body, and the shadow clones also turned into white smoke and disappeared. Tip. Change the genin test course to get 1000 crash points. After Kakashi agreed, a mechanical sound sounded in the ears of Naruto and Doraemon at the same time. Naruto, you are amazing. Pay off the debt so quickly and get 500 Honkai points. Finally got money. Doraemon inside Naruto exclaimed in a pleasantly surprised voice. Its voice also reached Naruto's ears without hindrance. Hey, Doraemon, rent a master key for me. I'll use it when I get back. I have something to do now, I will find you when I get home. Naruto yelled to Doraemon with his thoughts, enjoying his nine tails chakra mode in his heart. So what if you don't have the keys to the 4th generation? Doraemon has a master key prop, which locks can't be opened. Sarutobi Hiruzen saw the unscathed Naruto smirking there, thinking he was happy to be genin, and was pleasantly surprised. Glad that Naruto can perfectly control the power of nine tails, Konoha will have another strong man. Worried about whether Naruto's one-sided, out-of-the-ordinary personality will be unreliable. Today's matter is listed as a class A secret, and outside discussions are prohibited. Now go back to treat your injuries, let's go. Sarutobi Hiruzen recovered quickly, scanned the audience with sharp eyes, and shouted in a deep voice. Yes, Lord Hokage. Everyone looked solemn at the same time, and responded respectfully. This battle made all Jonin and Chunin present deeply aware of their own shortcomings. Also remember the new genin, Nine Tails Jinchuriki Uzumaki Naruto. Well, I remember Konoha's first god pit teammate, Hitaki Kakashi. Naruto, are you okay? Just as everyone was helping each other to leave, Iruka ran over belatedly and said anxiously. At the same time, the sealing team called by Anbu also rushed over. It's okay, what can I do? I have passed the assessment and officially become a genin. Naruto raised the forehead protector on his forehead with his hands, and pretended to speak loudly to cover up his inner discomfort. He is not his predecessor, and he doesn't have much affection for Iruka. Iruka, it's all right here. You can go back to school. Kakashi, come to my office with Naruto later. After Sarutobi Hiruzen confirmed that everything was normal with Naruto, he gave an order to the two of them, then turned and walked towards Anbu and the sealing class. Naruto, congratulations on becoming a genin. I'll treat you to ramen after school tonight, see you tonight. Iruka extended an invitation to Naruto with an ant's smile on her face, and then happily ran to the ninja school. This smile made Naruto feel a little uncomfortable. This white dinner, to go or not to go? Sasuke, little Sakura, you can go back now. Starting tomorrow, we will officially start the task of the 7th class. Kakashi brought Naruto to Sakura, scratching his head slightly awkwardly. Today's developments are a bit embarrassing because of Kakashi's thick skin. That, Kakashi-sensei, can I train with that guy, teacher? Seeing Kakashi's incomprehensible look, Sasuke felt ruthless, pointed to the mic guy next to him and said nervously. Kakashi was startled when he heard the words, and looked at Sasuke with dull eyes, speechless for a moment. He, Konoha copy ninja Kakashi, was rejected. He was discussing with Xiao Li about the mic guy who just broke a few clones. Hearing Sasuke's words, he immediately regained his energy. This is his eternal opponent, the disciple that Kakashi agrees with. Ha, Kakashi, I didn't expect you to be underestimated one day. Your name is Sasuke, right? If you want, you can always ask me about gymnastics. However, I have to tell you, Kakashi is the perfect teacher for you and a very strong Jonin. He is the target I am chasing, the opponent I will defeat in my life. Might Guy laughed and teased Kakashi, and yelled at Sasuke with a thumbs up. After finishing speaking, he did not forget to reveal the iconic big white fang, which almost blinded Naruto's eyes. Is this action of Emperor Guy to show that he has no tooth decay? And Sasuke, are you sure that your small body can withstand that pervert training? Uchiha doesn't play ninjutsu or genjutsu, but learn taijutsu. You are also good enough. Naruto looked at the troubled Sasuke strangely, and complained in his heart. Mr. Kakashi, why do you have our Sharingan in Uchiha? Are you Uchiha too? Suddenly, Sasuke thought of something, suddenly raised his head to look at Kakashi's covered left eye, and asked in a trembling voice. No, I'm not Uchiha. This Sharingan was given to me by a dear friend. Sasuke, I won't stop you from learning taijutsu. As long as Guy has no problem. Kakashi touched his left eye subconsciously, thinking of that dear friend who passed away, he said indifferently. Patted Naruto on the shoulder, beckoning Naruto to follow him. At this time, the people at the scene had already left. Liu Shaoqiang from Class 8 and Class 10 helped Yuhihong and Asuma to Konoha Hospital. Actually Kurenai Yuhi didn't suffer much damage. Hokage office, Naruto, can you tell me, how did you manage to control the power of 9 tails? Sarutobi Hiruzen clicked the cigarette holder, slowly exhaled a puff of white smoke, and asked tentatively. The fact of 9 tails Jinchuriki was known to Naruto after the sealing techniques incident, and Sarutobi Hiruzen spoke directly. This one. That night, after I went back, I somehow knew how to use it. Is this abnormal? Naruto scratched his head pretending to remember, and then looked at Sarutobi Hiruzen with strange eyes, taking it for granted. He didn't want to waste time playing intelligence games. Just say you don't know and it's over. Sarutobi Hiruzen and Kakashi, look at Naruto with your abnormal expression, the corners of your mouth twitching. Abnormal, obviously you are right, ahem. Since you don't know, then study slowly later. That kind of power doesn't hurt you, does it? Sarutobi Hiruzen didn't hear the expected answer, coughed dryly and changed the topic, and continued to probe tactfully. He was actually worried about whether Naruto would hide something and pose a threat to Konoha. But looking at Naruto's out-of-the-ordinary appearance, and thinking about Naruto's style before, he gave up this idea. The most important thing is today's assessment. Naruto, who turned into a beast, didn't kill a single Konoha shinobi. Harm? In that state, I can only last 10 minutes now. After 10 minutes, the body will be eroded. Does this count? Naruto didn't hide it either, and after pretending to murmur, he confessed openly. Today's intelligence is not tomorrow's intelligence. After tonight, he's the perfect 9 tails Jinchuriki. This information is outdated. You can also put a smoke bomb to confuse others. 10 minutes? Naruto, I will give you a ban now. Don't use that kind of power unless it's life-threatening. The light in Sarutobi Hiruzen's eyes flashed, he stared at Naruto with burning eyes, and said in a low and serious voice. No problem. If Kakashi-sensei hadn't insisted on letting me choose, I wouldn't use that. It looks ugly. Naruto smiled uncontrollably, and habitually dumped the blame on Kakashi with his mouth pouting. Kakashi on the side instantly squared off. He is a quiet background board, can this be blamed? Well, I see. You can go back, Naruto. Sarutobi Hiruzen subconsciously glanced at the embarrassed Kakashi, waved his hand and said calmly. Oh, Naruto is now in a hurry to go home and hang up, so he didn't say much, turned around and left quickly by taking advantage of the donkey downhill. After Naruto left, the atmosphere in Hokage's office suddenly became serious. Kakashi. Although Naruto's situation is somewhat unexpected, it is also within the controllable range. We cannot deprive him of his freedom because of this. Your responsibility is still great. Just in case, I will teach you a sealing technique 5-element seal. At the critical moment, stop his power from going berserk. Sarutobi Hiruzen looked at Kakashi with serious eyes and said seriously. Yes, Lord Hokage. Kakashi's spirit was shocked, and he slightly lowered his eyebrows and said in a respectful voice. Ha ha ha, don't be so nervous, Kakashi. Naruto's temperament is more jumpy and frizzy. But also a ninja who inherited the will of fire. You guide him, pay attention to the method. In short, Naruto is counting on you. Sarutobi Hiruzen suddenly laughed, the serious atmosphere was instantly broken, and he instructed Kakashi. I see. Kakashi relaxed when he heard the words, and returned to his previous lazy appearance, and said lightly. Just in his heart, Kakashi silently made up his mind that he will definitely go all out this time. At the same time, it's time for special training. Naruto's strength and Sasuke's contempt make Kakashi, a genius ninja, a little embarrassed. Deep down in his heart, Kakashi had an uneasy worry. With his current strength, can Naruto really stop him when he goes berserk? Kakashi, take this scroll back and practice. With your talent, it shouldn't be a big problem. If in doubt, feel free to come and ask me. Sarutobi Hiruzen took out a small scroll from the side drawer and handed it to Kakashi, encouraging. Yes, Lord Hokage. Kakashi took the scroll with both hands and respectfully said again. Immediately, Kakashi tactfully walked out of Hokage's office with the scroll. After Kakashi left, Sarutobi Hiruzen turned and stared at the photo of 4th Hokage Namikaze Minato, eyes twinkling. Naruto sighed. Naruto, who ran home quickly, couldn't wait to sit cross-legged on the bed, his mind entering the sealed space. Doraemon, give me the master key. As soon as Naruto's consciousness appeared, he ran to Doraemon and shouted expectantly. Naruto, this master key cost 200 Honkai points. Now we are down to 300 points. Doraemon, who was through the iron gate, took out the master key he had prepared and explained to Naruto. Hey, only 200, not expensive, not expensive. Naruto smirked excitedly when he heard it was so cheap, his eyes lit up. But the next second, Naruto looked at the master key handed over by Doraemon, and had a faint feeling of something bad. Master key that can open any lock. This master key is a round key without a buckle. The principle is that after the key enters the lock cylinder, it will deform according to the shape inside and open the lock. However, there is no keyhole in the seal of the seal. The key is just a technique to lift the seal. He thought that this master key was a kind of regular prop. As long as it is a lock, it can be opened. However, all of them have manifested, so how can you be reconciled if you don't try? Naruto anxiously asked Kurama to send him to the seal. Then, damn it, this is. Naruto looked at the banning talisman and couldn't find the master key that was crawling around in the keyhole, and couldn't help but swear. This is so. 200 points are wasted. Naruto grabbed the master key angrily, and returned to Doraemon under Nine-Tails' speechless eyes again. Doraemon, do you have any props to let me in? Naruto returned the master key to Doraemon with a straight face, and proposed his own plan. Can't open the sealed door, it's the same for him to go in. Just like that. Of course I have, I'll look for it. Doraemon patted his chest confidently, reached out to touch the 4-dimensional pocket, and agreed. Yes, Naruto. Look at my piercing ring, it's a prop that can pierce anywhere. Doraemon quickly grabbed something that looked like a hula hoop and proudly introduced it. After finishing speaking, he directly placed the penetration ring on the sealed iron door. The moment the penetrating ring touched the iron door, it was like a magnet that firmly attracted the iron door, and then gradually disappeared. A hole with a diameter of 40 centimeters appeared in front of Naruto. HMPH. You have Zhongliangji, I have a wall ladder. I'm not in yet. Naruto ducked through the hole and finally appeared inside the seal, thinking proudly. Doraemon, don't be surprised later. Naruto smiled and teased Doraemon beside him, and stepped forward to Nine-Tails. Kurama, let's get started. Naruto stretched out his fist and shouted excitedly at Nine-Tails, who was full of disbelief. It is good. Nine-Tails grinned, his huge fox eyes bent into half-moons, and reached out to touch Naruto's hand. A pure huge chakra emerged from Nine-Tails and passed to Naruto through both fists. In an instant, under Doraemon's amazed gaze, Naruto's body ignited a golden chakra flame. Surrounded by golden flames, her hair and forehead protector ribbons are upturned without wind. At the neckline, there are 6 black hook jades, and several black marks on the chest, extending to the legs. This is exactly Nine-Tails chakra mode. What? Why not Kurama mode? Naruto clenched his fists, feeling the enormous power in his body, and after looking down, he looked at Nine-Tails in astonishment and asked. His current state is the same as the state in which Naruto captured Nine-Tails chakra in the original drama. But Naruto has reached a consensus with Nine-Tails, it should be a further Kurama mode. Well, because Nine-Tails took the initiative to create pure chakra, Naruto didn't have to go through the baptism of the dark side to face the evil thoughts in his heart. Naruto, this seal will not be lifted. There is no way for us to do Kurama mode. Also, your current state may not be as strong as you remember. Due to the restriction of the seal, I can only transmit chakra to you through that small hole. So, there will be a change in strength. Unless, before you fight, store up my chakra for a while. Nine-Tails stared at the big bright eyes, pointed at the hole of the penetration ring, and the rough voice resounded throughout the sealed space. When Naruto heard what Nine-Tails said, he immediately understood. Sure enough, as he expected, there will be limits to opportunism. Their current state is equivalent to opening a gap in the bank vault. Although there is a lot of money in it, it can only be transferred out little by little through the gap, and consumption is limited. If you want to spend money lavishly, you have to spend time accumulating it. Still have to be in the case of hard transshipment. If you stop and rest, the accumulation will naturally stop. Unless you open the door of the vault and use it at will, you can really fly. In other words, if Naruto wants to amplify his moves, he has to turn on the Nine-Tails chakra mode to accumulate strength. Under normal circumstances, the Nine Tails chakra mode just keeps him in the shadow state. Why do you think so? Naruto is based on today's 4 Tails status, compared with the current strength estimate. His current strength is several times stronger than 4 Tails Naruto. Chaoing is estimated to be a bit overhanging, but it can reach the peak of cage level, so it is not a big problem. And Naruto also got the benefit of Nine Tails chakra mode. Sense of Evil, Hand of Nine Tails chakra. Tip: change the training process of Nine Tails mode and get 5,000 Honkai points. A notification sound rang in the ears of Naruto and Doraemon again. When Naruto heard the beep, he immediately thought of Doraemon, a super cheat. Doraemon, is there any props to zoom in or zoom out? Let me use it. Naruto's idea is very simple: enlarge the penetration ring, or shrink the Nine Tails. You can ignore the seal. This. Yes, what are you going to do? Doraemon touched his round head and asked curiously. I want to make this piercing ring bigger or shrink Kurama so it's not limited. Just give me one. Naruto directly expressed his thoughts, stepped forward and grabbed Doraemon's arm, and urged. Nine Tails, who was curious on one side, heard a flash of light in his eyes, and looked at Doraemon with deep meaning. No, Naruto. Due to the suppression of the will of the world, this penetrating ring is only a temporary prop, and it can only exist for a day at most. The reduced or enlarged props cannot be enlarged or reduced so many times under the suppression of the world. It can only be enlarged or reduced 10 times at most, and the time is 10 minutes. Doraemon's words were like a basin of cold water, extinguishing the flame in Naruto's heart. Sure enough, you shouldn't expect such a beautiful thing. How much is this piercing ring a day? Can I buy it? Naruto gave up the unrealistic fantasy in an instant, and kept the Nine Tails chakra mode first. Cannot purchase, all props can only be rented. Unless the will of the world collapses, there will be no time and power limitations. Penetrate the ring, 200 Honkai points a day. Doraemon put his hands on his hips and stared at Naruto seriously with big eyes, breaking Naruto's imagination again. 200 points a day. I now have 5,100 points, which is 25.5 days. Nine Tails chakra mode is not used at all without combat. There is no need for a penetrating ring. Really need, 200 points a day cage level experience is also super value. There is no need to zoom in or zoom out 10 times. When Jiraiya returns to Konoha after the Chunin exam, you can ask him to get the key. Officially open Kurama mode. Naruto quickly flashed these thoughts in his mind, so he wasn't so disappointed. Doraemon, do you have duplicating props? How much is it to rent once? Naruto's mind turned, and he immediately abandoned those unrealistic props, and asked nervously. Now, Naruto probably guessed the situation of Doraemon props. The more powerful the item, the more expensive it is. Copy props. I am searching, with it, the ability to copy gloves. You can copy other people's abilities and turn them into your own use. The realization time is half an hour, and the rent is 1,000 points once. Doraemon muttered and rummaged through the 4-dimensional pocket, took out a transparent glove and introduced. Doraemon, Kurama, I have to leave beforehand. Naruto grabbed the ability copy glove in surprise, left a word in a hurry, exited the sealed space and ran to open it. Hey, your name is Doraemon, right? Is there something that turns me into a human? After Naruto left, Kurama could no longer hold back the heat in his heart, bent down and looked down at Doraemon and said eagerly. Yes, I have. But it will be given to you only with Naruto's consent. Doraemon looked up at Nine Tails, took out a tablecloth from his pocket, and spread it out in front of him, as a matter of course. I want to eat dorayaki. Looking at this gourmet tablecloth, Doraemon shouted loudly with the corner of his mouth dripping. This guy can't be out of his mind. Kurama looked at Doraemon like a fool, his huge fox eyes showed suspicion. In the next second, a large plate of delicious dorayaki suddenly appeared on the gourmet tablecloth on the ground. Watching Nine Tails is dumbfounded. This guy's ability is still like this? Outside world. After Naruto exited the sealed space, he turned off the Nine Tails chakra mode, put on the ability copy gloves and went out. The transparent gloves seemed to disappear when worn on the hands, without any sense of disobedience. Naruto exploded his own chakra and rushed towards Kakashi's house. Copy Ninja Kakashi, but there are many things on him. For example, Mangekyo Sharingan, Chidori, Rasengan. Sloppy. I don't know where Kakashi's house is. Naruto, who was running fast, suddenly slammed on the brakes, stopped at a fork in the road, rubbed his head and said angrily. That is, Guy Class and Sasuke. When Naruto was annoyed, he suddenly saw several figures in front of him and said pleasantly. Unexpectedly, Sasuke actually went to the Emperor Guy for training. This rolled up. It's only half an hour, then it's up to you. There was a strange look in Naruto's eyes, and he ran up quickly. Sasuke. Why are you here? Do you know where Mr. Kakashi's home is? Naruto stepped forward and shouted, and his right hand, which was wearing a copy glove, slapped Sasuke. Name. Uchiha Sasuke abilities. Indra Chakra, hidden, 1 Tomo Sharingan, hidden, fire attribute, thunder attribute, fire style Hauhuachu technique. In an instant, Naruto's brain understood the information. The current Sasuke is really good, however, Indra Chakra surprised Naruto. With a thought, Naruto began to copy Sasuke's ability. In a blink of an eye, Naruto has Indra Chakra, hidden, 1 Tomo Sharingan, hidden, fire, thunder attributes, and fire style Hohu technique. Wow, haha, this wave is finally worth it. Ability to copy gloves, and sure enough, the effect is heaven-defying. Indra's chakra has been brought over. Naruto howled in his heart, his dissatisfaction with Doraemon's prop restrictions disappeared without a trace in an instant. Naruto? Why are you here? Sasuke looked at Naruto unexpectedly, turned around calmly, left Naruto's palm, and asked doubtfully. The current Sasuke is envious and a little afraid of Naruto. The horror of Four Tails Naruto has long been deeply imprinted in his heart. If it weren't for knowing that Naruto could control that kind of power, Sasuke would turn around and run away without saying a word. Ha ha, encounter. This is the chief student of the previous class, Mr. Hyuga Neji. Nice to meet you, Naruto, who got Sasuke's ability, looked like a ruthless scumbag with a gun. He made a perfunctory sound and quickly shifted his target. Naruto took 2 steps forward, put his hand on Neji's shoulder very familiarly, and laughed. Name. Hyuga Neji abilities. White eyes, seal of caged bird, gentle fist, 8 trigrams 64 palms, 8 trigrams palms revolving heaven. Naruto's eyes flashed with joy, except for caged bird, all others were accepted. Roll your eyes, playing support is very cool. Especially, thinking of certain images, Naruto's eyes flickered, his breathing became short of breath, and his blood couldn't help rushing up. Don't mention the title of chief student again. You are much better than me, Uzumaki Naruto. Hyuga Neji's body froze slightly, suppressing the discomfort in his heart, turned his head to look deeply at Naruto, and mocked himself pretending to be calm. He was so impressed by Four Tails Naruto, ha ha ha. Don't say that, I'm the tail of the crane. If you want to crack caged bird, you can come to me anytime. Naruto patted Neji's shoulder, laughed loudly, and whispered the last sentence in Neji's ear. In other words, the split of Hyuga is also a change. How come? Hearing Naruto's whisper, Neji's tense expression changed instantly, his pupils suddenly dilated, and he couldn't help breathing quickly. Hateful, it's all Neji's, and I'm strong too. Neji was about to ask. Xiao Li rushed up and shouted dissatisfiedly, interrupting them. Oh, I know you are strong. Okay, Mr. Guy, do you know where Mr. Kakashi's home is? After Naruto exchanged meaningful glances with Neji, he made a perfunctory sound to Xiao Li, stepped forward to touch Emperor Guy's body and asked. Xiao Li is indeed strong, but compared to Guy Huang, he is more than a few streets behind. Name. Might Guy abilities. Body flicker technique, Biao Lianhua, Li Lianhua, Junji Lianhua, Chao Peacock, Day Tiger, 8 Inner Gates formation. The joy in Naruto's eyes flashed away, the strength of Emperor Guy is truly terrifying. The door of death is a joke in front of Doraemon's props. If this is in the 4th battle, the infinite 8 gate can make 6 paths Madara cry. Copy all. Ah ha ha, you are asking the right person. Kakashi is my opponent for life, I know him too well. You turn right on the street ahead and... Naruto, why don't we discuss it another day? Today is really exciting. Might Guy still bared his front teeth, his eyes were fiery and inviting. Let's talk about this later. I still have something to do, so I'm leaving first. Naruto doesn't have time to do sparring now, he is looking forward to Kakashi's ability, and he leaves immediately after leaving a word. Hateful, this guy actually ignored me. Next time, I must. Xiao Li's angry voice resounded in the street, causing passers-by to look sideways. Teacher Guy, please start training me. Sasuke lowered his unwilling eyes, and sincerely asked Might Guy. This is the fiery bond of youth. So, tentatively set a small goal, run 5 laps around Konoha. Might Guy let out a roar with fire-breathing eyes, and rushed out in the first place. Mr. Guy, wait for me. Xiao Li roared with clenched fists, and instantly followed enthusiastically, kicking up a cloud of dust. 5 circles around Konoha. What kind of training is this? Sasuke looked at the backs of the two in horror, and murmured tremblingly. At this moment, Sasuke suddenly felt a little regretful. I still have something to do, I'll go back first. Neji, who was so preoccupied, had no intention of cultivating at all, so he left a few words before turning around and leaving. Then, handsome little boy. You decide for yourself, let's go first. Looking at Sasuke's handsome face every day, he struggled for a moment, but still felt that Neji was better, so he chased after Neji without saying a word. It is not necessary for Neji and Tianshan to participate in the daily training of 8 inner gates. Sasuke. Fight, if you have that kind of power, you can definitely kill that guy. Sasuke gritted his teeth, thinking of the figure in his heart, he rushed out with firm eyes. The other side Naruto successfully found Kakashi's house according to Might Guy's guidance. Kakashi Guy, he wouldn't do that. After Kakashi opened the door, Naruto saw Kakashi with a tired expression, looked at Kakashi meaningfully, and realized it in his heart. Naruto. What are you looking for? Kakashi stared at Naruto with a serious look in his lazy eyes and said in surprise. Ms. Kakashi. What happened today is that I was reckless, and I'm here to apologize to you. Naruto stretched out his right hand, and casually pulled out a reason. Oh? Kakashi was obviously taken aback, he never expected this to be the case. However, Kakashi still did not refuse Naruto's apology, and reached out to shake it. Name. Hitaki Kakashi abilities. Fire, Earth, Thunder, Water, Wind, Yin, Yang attributes. Single Mangekyo Sharingan, Rasengan, Seal of Evil, Shadow Clone Technique, Multiple Shadow Clone Technique, Ninja Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. Illusion Narakumi Technique, Sharingan Illusion. Konoha Shinobi Esoteric Body Art Profound Meaning 1000 Years of Death, Instant Technique, Bialianwa, Shadow Dance Leaf, 8 Inner Gates. Lightning Style Chidori, Reikari, Shuang Lei Gen, Thunder Tiger Tongsha, Lightning Style Groundwalk, Thunder Pass, Lightning Style Shadow Clone Technique. Earth Style Tuliubi, Earth Style Cracking Earth Turning Palm, Earth Style Tuliu Cutting, Earth Style Tubo Technique, Earth Style Heart Beheading Technique. Fire Style Great Fireball Technique, Fire Style Fire Dragon Fireball, Fire Style Howlong Fire Technique, Fire Style Fireball. Water Style Water Dragon Bomb Technique, Water Style Water Body Technique, Water Style Water Barrier, Water Style Water Shark Bomb Technique. Wind Style Wind Cut Technique, Wind Style Gale Palm, Wind Style Great Breakthrough. In an instant, Naruto understood Kakashi's luxurious attributes. Well, it's a copy ninja Hitaki Kakashi who copied 1,000 ninjutsu. Although Kakashi's handshake was just one touch, it also allowed Naruto to copy the ability he wanted. Naruto still understands the principle of chewing too much. The original drama Naruto is not a ball of recklessness to the finale. Naruto only copied the soil and water attributes this time, completing his full attributes. The yin and yang attributes are available when Ashura and Indra are collected. Then there is Single Mangekyo Sharingan, Rasengan, Ninja Shuriken Shadow Clone Technique. Illusion Naraku C Technique, Sharingan Illusion. Lightning Style Chidori, Reikari. Earth Style Tuliubi, Earth Style Tuliu Cut. Fire Style Fire Dragon Flame Bomb, Fire Style Howlong Fire Technique. Water Style Water Dragon Bomb Technique, Water Style Water Barrier. Wind Style Wind Cut Technique, Wind Style Great Breakthrough. Ms. Kakashi. You are still young, you should be more restrained. Naruto joked that he got cheap and behaved obediently. Under Kakashi's bewildered eyes, he ran away without looking back. Baffling. Kakashi looked at Naruto's disappearing back, his right eye was dazed, he scratched his head and said nothing. Turn around and go back to the house to continue practicing the 5 elements seal. Naruto was not in a hurry to go home, but plunged into the forest of death. The time for the ability to copy the gloves has come, and everything that should be copied has been copied. After entering the dead forest, Naruto instantly turned on the 9 Tails chakra mode, and moved as fast as teleportation, and soon entered the depths of the forest. Well, let's see if anyone is peeping. Eyes open. On a towering giant tree, Naruto stood on a leafy branch, and shouted in a low voice. The azure blue pupils alienated by the 9 Tails chakra mode instantly turned snow white, and the veins on both sides of the eyes burst out. In Naruto's field of vision, the scene of 2 kilometers around is instantly fed back to his brain with a 360-degree picture without dead ends. This is Bai Yan's powerful insight. Multiple Shadow Clone Technique. After seeing no one, Naruto made a mudra with his hands and shouted again. Bang bang bang. Dozens of white smoke drifted past, and dozens of shadow clone appeared around Naruto. Let's start. Naruto didn't talk nonsense, and ordered directly. These are his shadow clone, so naturally he knows what he thinks. The shadow clones nodded at the same time and dispersed. Get acquainted with the harvest of practicing today. The ability to copy, Naruto will grasp instantly. But if you want to integrate these different abilities, you have to practice a lot. Just now is the opening period of Nine Tails Chakra mode, there is no shortage of chakra. Then, it's time for me to try you too. Sharingan open. Naruto let out a low cry, and the white eyes in his pupils switched instantly. The left eye became 3 Tomo Sharingan, and the right eye became single Guyu. Sure enough, the gigantic chakra can indeed activate Sasuke's half-awakened Sharingan. And also merged with Kakashi's Sharingan. That way, that should work too. Mangekyo Sharingan open. Naruto felt the power of Sharingan in surprise for a moment, gathered chakra and rushed to the left eye, and shouted excitedly. Without the slightest hindrance, the 3-hook jade in Naruto's left eye quickly rotates and extends. In an instant, 3 black hook jades were connected at the first place and extended outwards, turning into a sickle-shaped Mangekyo pattern. The moment Mangekyo Sharingan was opened, Naruto realized the pupil art Kamui. You can transfer the things you see to the Kamui space, both offensive and defensive. Kamui. Naruto raised his head and aimed at the sky, urging Kamui's eyes to activate the pupil technique. Seeing the calm sky, the space suddenly distorted, and a pitch-black space black hole appeared in Naruto's sight. In less than a second, the space distortion disappeared, and the sky returned to calm. Call. For this Kamui pupil technique, you need about 1 card of chakra and a lot of pupil power. No wonder Kakashi couldn't use it in the early stage, but became tired in the later stage. Naruto closed the Mangekyo Sharingan, feeling the chakra in the body, and sighed in a deep voice. Well, 1 card of chakra is equal to the current amount of chakra in Kakashi. The Kamui space connected by Kamui is the key to collapse Obito. Naruto doesn't want to scare the snake yet. 2 hours later. Satisfied, Naruto released Shadow Clone and returned to Konoha village. Now, even if he does not activate the Nine Tails Chakra mode, he is still at the cage level. Well, except for the poor physical fitness. Naruto, did you forget that I'm going to treat you to ramen tonight? Naruto, who was walking on the street, was wondering where to eat, when he saw Iruka running across from him and shouting. Well, Bai Lai's dinner is here. The cash-strapped Naruto instantly forgot about his discomfort with Iruka. The sky and the earth are big, and the food is the biggest. Ha ha. Didn't I come out to find you? Teacher Iruka, let's go. Naruto came forward with a smile and pulled Iruka towards the Ichiraku ramen. Iruka. Was Naruto's route just now to find him? Ichiraku ramen, puff. Fu. Naruto picked up a large bowl of ramen, sucking the noodles happily. Next to it, there are several empty bowls of the same size. Iruka, who was sitting next to him, looked at his wallet with twitching corners of his mouth, feeling so heartbroken that he couldn't breathe. He didn't bring that much money when he went out today. Before, he didn't know that Naruto was so edible. Oh, I'm so full. Iruka-sensei, thank you for your hospitality. Naruto put down the bowl and chopsticks after eating and drinking, wiped the corners of his mouth, touched his stomach and said with satisfaction. Naruto, you go back first. I still have something to talk to Calamus about. Iruka pretended to be calm, but unconsciously glanced at the Calamus, hoping that the girl could talk better. Iruka, it's fine. Others are playing ninjas, only you understand the true meaning of life. Keeping the safe iron rice bowl of the ninja schoolteacher, now you still want to take the opportunity to pick up girls? Tisk tisk. Have a thought, see through or not, I support you. However, the hush money still has to drop. Okay, teacher Iruka. Uncle Hans, pack me 2 super bowls of miso ramen. I want to take it home for supper. Naruto blinked at Iruka, turned his head and shouted at his opponent. Okay, Naruto. Wait a moment, Shota responded happily, and began to pull the noodles with both hands. Iruka. Naruto, did it on purpose. A few minutes later, Naruto left contentedly with 2 servings of ramen. Before leaving, he gave Iruka an encouraging look. Watching Iruka as confused. This guy wouldn't have known that I didn't get enough money. Naruto didn't care what Iruka thought, and came to his door humming a little tune. A figure was leaning against the wall beside him, waiting for him. You are here, come in and talk. When Naruto saw the person coming, a cunning flashed in his eyes, he kept opening the door and went home, saying familiarly. Hyuga Neji didn't speak, and followed Naruto into the house. Naruto, can you really help me unblock Caged Bird? Entering the house, Neji could no longer hold back the longing in his heart, and asked softly in an anxious voice. Of course, I don't have to lie to you. Naruto put down the ramen in his hand, raised his hand to signal Neji to sit down, and said casually. At the same time, Naruto Ishin used to talk to Doraemon inside him. Doraemon, are there any props to transfer damage or eliminate damage? Bring me a. Naruto's voice instantly resounded through the sealed space through his thoughts. Lying on the soft hair of Nine Tails, watching Doraemon in the comic book after eating and drinking, was so scared that he almost fell to the ground by the sudden shout. Putting away the comics in a hurry, for fear that Naruto would run in suddenly. As for why he slept on Nine Tails, of course Nine Tails was currying favor with Doraemon. I am searching, there is. The transfer stick can transfer unnecessary things to other places, and it can also cause damage. 10 minutes, 2,000 crash points. Doraemon, who was guilty of a guilty conscience, quickly found a prop and shouted loudly. Then I'll take it. Thanks, Doraemon. Naruto's surprised voice sounded again, and the transfer stick in Doraemon's hand disappeared instantly. Huh. So dangerous. Nearly got Naruto to catch me using his crash point. Doraemon wiped the sweat that didn't exist on his forehead, patted his chest and said in fear. So what if you find out? Isn't it just a little money? Nine Tails lazily opened a fox eye, turned her head to stare at Doraemon suspiciously, and curled her lips in confusion. In the concept of Nine Tails, the crash point is the coin. What do you know? Naruto only has 4,100 crash points. This transfer stick cost another 2,000 points. If you know I spent 500 points renting gourmet tablecloths and comic books. Now there are only 1,600 points left. I'm sure you'll be angry. Doraemon took out the comic book just now again, and worried while reading it. This looks so upright, Nine Tails is speechless. No, you are still like this? However, Nine Tails has no intention of snitching. Just silently write down this account in my heart, ready to play by ear. It wants to be in the same boat, outside world. With Naruto's hand on his back, a small L-shaped stick suddenly appeared. At one end of the stick, there was something like a small suction cup. The moment it manifested, Naruto understood how to use it. Naruto, as long as you help me release this caged bird. I can do anything you want me to do. Neji gritted his teeth when he heard Naruto admit that there was a way again, and expressed his loyalty with sincere eyes. In Neji's view, there is no such thing as help without a reason. The only thing he has is his own loyalty, ha ha. I don't want your loyalty. I just can't understand the branch house system of Hyuga's family. In the name of protecting the bloodline, it is ridiculous to use the time of birth to measure the fate of one's own children. It is true that the branch house system of the Hyuga family has largely protected some weak clansmen. But I don't agree with this system. I don't know what the Hyuga clan thinks. There are so many excellent programs, but one of the most stupid systems is chosen. If it were me, I will choose to divide according to talent or strength, and there are different standards at different ages. Only those who fail to meet the standard will be engraved with the seal of caged bird. This is not only to prevent the eyes from flowing out, but also a spur. It is also a restriction to prevent the clan from abusing caged bird. Encourage every tribe who yearns for freedom to work hard. Let every clansman have the hope of controlling their own destiny. This is a more excellent branch house system. The Hyuga family will also become more and more prosperous and powerful. Rather than let the clan rely on the caged bird to show off its power, the branch house will never have a bright future. How much future can a person who is destined to be destined at birth have? Naruto reprimanded, pretending not to be angry, taking the opportunity to indoctrinate Neji with his thoughts. What does he want Neji's loyalty for? What he wants is for Neji to change his fate, split or subvert Hyuga, and gain Honkai points. Divide the branch houses according to talent or strength. Let every clansman have the hope of controlling their destiny. Neji's sluggish pupils trembled, and he repeated Naruto's words mechanically in his mouth, his heart trembling with fear. Being in the Hyuga branch house, Neji has a deep understanding of the system of the main branch house. Indeed, as Naruto said, caged bird is sometimes a kind of protection for Hyuga branch house. But that's only for the clansmen with mediocre talents. Moreover, it is also a reality for the Zong family to use the branch house unscrupulously with the caged bird. The branch house not only protects the clan, but is also a servant of the clan for generations. If you follow this system, it is also a kind of luck for mediocre clansmen to be protected by caged bird. The descendants of the branch house may also have outstanding talents and become the head of the family. Under such circumstances, the Zong family would not be so unscrupulous. After all, who can guarantee that the children of the branch house will not become the new branch house? As for the children of the clan, will they become members of the branch house? This really breaks the insurmountable hierarchy of the clan and branch houses. This is the correct way to use the seal of the caged bird. Neji thought of his father, Hyuga Hizashi, who died for his uncle because he was a branch house, and there was a lot of resentment in his heart. Thinking of Hinata, the eldest daughter of the Hyuga family, I feel even more aggrieved. Such a mediocre talent, just because of birth, is the clan. And he, as the first genius of Hyuga, can only become the guardian ninja of the opponent. Hyuga like this should change too. Naruto, thank you for your understanding. Please help me untie Caged Bird. I will lead the new Hyuga and be your forever friend. Hyuga Neji looked at Naruto with firm eyes, each word was sonorous and forceful. Yes, that's right. Neji, you're still eye-catching enough. You're running a bloody family scramble for power in Hyuga. Change the established fate lines of Hyuga, you, Hinata, and Hanabi. This is what I want. Naruto slandered in his heart, looked at Neji with a smile, and asked for his own. Neji, I'll help you untie the Caged Bird. I don't care about the others, but Hinata and Hanabi, you can't move. When Neji heard this request, his body trembled, his brows frowned slightly, and he fell silent. The figures of the two cousins, subconsciously appeared in Neji's mind. Memories from the past also surfaced in his mind one by one. It seems that, apart from the difference in identity, the two of them didn't do anything to him. On the contrary, the attitude is very kind. It's just that the previous him, because of his identity, was blinded by hatred and couldn't see through it. But if Caged Bird is untied, when he leads the branch house to overthrow the clan, these problems will not be a problem. Most importantly, by not saying yes to Naruto, you lose the chance to control your own destiny. Okay. I promise you. After quickly analyzing the pros and cons in his mind, Neji looked at Naruto with firm eyes, and replied in a deep voice. Take off your forehead protector, close your eyes, and I'll help you release Caged Bird. Naruto was secretly happy, his blue eyes stared at Neji's white eyes calmly, and said calmly. Neji was also neat and quick, taking off the forehead protector happily, closing his eyes, revealing the green curse seal that humiliated him and bound his fate. Seeing Neji close his eyes, Naruto took out the transfer stick behind him. He took a piece of paper from the table beside him and covered Neji's face. Neji, who closed his eyes, felt the paper on his face and subconsciously opened his eyes. But at the critical moment, he still held back. There are endless secret techniques in the ninja world, and they are also every ninja's trump card. Since Naruto asked him to close his eyes, he didn't want him to know what method the other party used. Neji, who lives in the branch house, knows the dangers of the human heart. Naturally, you can't lose the big because of the small. On Naruto's side, use the suction cup at the front end of the transfer stick to place the Caged Bird seal on Neji's forehead. With the dragging of the arm, the imprint of the Caged Bird was dragged onto the paper as if being sucked. A second later, on the smooth white paper, a green curse mark, Caged Bird jumped out of the paper. Okay, you can try it. Naruto quickly put away the transfer stick, looked at Neji's flawless forehead, and shouted that he was done. Okay. Neji opened his eyes in bewilderment, touched his forehead subconsciously, looked at Naruto in a daze, with an expression of you teasing me, and said in surprise. He just felt a cold on his forehead, and then he was fine? When he clearly engraved Caged Bird, he passed out from the pain. This time, he was ready to face another bone-piercing pain. I didn't expect that. That's it. White eyes open. But seeing Naruto's serious look, Neji still didn't get angry, let out a low snort nervously, and rolled his eyes. Well, it's not because I can't beat Naruto. Really gone? Neji, who was careless, froze in place the moment he rolled his eyes, and shouted in surprise. The 360-degree insight without dead ends is the most obvious proof. Hint. Change the trajectory of Hyuga Neji's fate to get 1000 Honkai points. Okay, don't be stunned, go home. Remember, don't be in a hurry to expose. Find a few trustworthy branch house members, and then come to me. Naruto waved his hand away dully when he heard the notification sound. The popular male supporting role only has 1000 crash points? What about trouble? Or is it because there is no real change of fate? Okay. Naruto, thank you. Neji, immersed in the great surprise, thanked him stupidly, and walked out of Naruto's house in a daze. After coming out, Neji reacted, isn't he too rude? But now that it has come out, what do you say when you go in? After struggling for a moment, Neji reattached the forehead protector, bowed gratefully to the gate, and left quickly with hope. Inside, Naruto wondered how funny it was for Neji to bow to his door. He was holding the transfer stick with excitement, aiming at his abdomen. Caged Bird can be transferred, so this 8-sign seal should also be able to. How could he have never thought of this? Naruto, don't try that. If the seal is transferred, just in case, I will be transferred too. If you lose the tailed beast, don't you have to die? The moment Naruto was about to strike, the voice of Nine Tails rang in his ears. Naruto's movements froze for an instant, and he hurriedly stopped his movements with sweat on his forehead. He only considered transferring the seal just now, but forgot about this. The 8-sign seal is the bridge linking him to the 9 tails and the foundation of the Jinchuriki. Without the seal, he is equivalent to being possessed by a tailed beast. In the original drama, Naruto was drawn from Yang 9 Tails, but was indeed revived by Yin 9 Tails. But in the middle, the 8-sign seal is still there. Maybe he won't die and can just turn on Kurama mode. But what if? The ghost knows how to distinguish the Jinchuriki symbiosis system. There is a saying that a son of 1,000 pieces of gold cannot sit still. A gentleman does not stand under a dangerous wall. Now, there's no need to take that risk. Naruto let go of this thought, and immediately put the target on his face. That 6-paths beard, he's so sick of it. But 9 Tails said it can't be eliminated, and I don't know what's going on. Neither Uzumaki Mito nor Uzumaki Kushina have this problem. Only Naruto has it. And the future Boruto and Sunflower also have this beard, and it's so genetic. This made Naruto a little dizzy, but now. Naruto took the towel and came to the mirror, and transferred the 6-paths beard to the towel. In this way, wouldn't he be much more handsome? Naruto looked at the handsome yellow-haired guy in the mirror, smiled brightly, and said confidently. A few seconds later, the transfer stick disappeared instantly in Naruto's hand. Night. The bright moonlight shines on the peaceful Konoha village. Except for the scattered walking of patrolling ninjas and the faint lights of some buildings, the whole village seems as quiet as a sand painting. As the breeze blows, a large number of luxuriant giant trees are blown and rustling. Under the cover of the noise of trees and leaves, 3 black figures flashed quickly on the street. Naruto home. It was already midnight for Naruto, and Han had already fallen asleep at this time. While Naruto was enjoying the relaxation and joy brought by sleeping, 3 figures sneaked into his house without making any sound. A kid is a kid. Even the 9 Tails Jinchuriki are just brats with no ninja experience. Master Danzo, you are worrying too much. Aburame took the root and saw Naruto, who was sleeping unsuspectingly. This thought flashed in his mind. The nanoscale poisonous insect in his hand flickered, and reached out to touch Naruto's forehead. He wants to stun Naruto just in case, which is why Danzo sent him. When his venomous fingers were about to touch Naruto's brow, a crimson chakra suddenly appeared on Naruto's body surface. Pretend to sleep. Aburame's calm gaze suddenly changed, and he looked at the fingers blocked by the red chakra unexpectedly, and said in a low voice. At the same time, Aburame took the root and retreated, and the 2 root ninjas around him were also ready to fight. Things seem to be going in the direction they least want to see. You are really rude. A disturbing lucid dream in the middle of the night. Who are you? Naruto opened his sleepy eyes, the clear blue pupils were replaced by red animal pupils, and shouted, pretending to be annoyed. Danzo, this guy really couldn't help but make a move. But you can't just take me away. What kind of black hands? Under Naruto's angry expression, he secretly complained in his heart. When 4 Tails broke out, Naruto wondered if Danzo would show up. In this regard, Naruto did not hesitate. On the contrary, I am looking forward to it. Danzo popped up, and that was another Honkai point gain. What are you afraid of? 9 Tails. If I hadn't woken you up just now, you would still be sleeping. Uzumaki Naruto, Master Hokage, please go over. Aburame stared indifferently at Naruto, who was wearing a tailed beast coat, and tentatively implemented the second plan. Master Hokage? Then you said it earlier. I thought there was a bad guy coming. Let's go. Naruto's angry expression turned from cloudy to sunny in an instant. He smiled and took off the tailed beast coat, picked up the clothes and put them on and urged. So easy to cheat? A kid is a kid, even with the power of 9 tails. Can't change anything. A trace of disdain flashed in Aburame's indifferent eyes. He nodded slightly, and led the way. As long as he takes him to Konoha Hushan, even if he explodes the power of 9 tails, it will not alarm Hokage or Anbu. A group of 3 surrounded Naruto in a shape, and quickly walked towards the mountain behind Konoha. I, who should cooperate with you in the performance, will try my best to cooperate. Danzo, your distinguished heavenly gods and Hashirama cells, I want. Naruto followed Aburame indifferently, thinking happily in his heart. Doraemon, wait for a while, and then lend me the ability copy gloves. While moving quickly, he shouted to Doraemon with his mind. Got it, Naruto. Doraemon responded in a daze, and continued to lie on 9 tails and fell asleep. 10 minutes later, in the dense jungle of giant trees, Naruto finally met the root leader, Nabokage Danzo. Who are you? Didn't Lord Hokage call me here? Naruto yelled, pretending to be flustered, trying to be normal and follow the plan. He turns on Nine Tails chakra mode, which can really torture the opponent. But that distinguished heavenly gods, Naruto had to defend. Still hold your hand. Uzumaki Naruto, I am Root Chief Shimura Danzo. Calling you here today is to invite you to enter the roots and protect the leaves. Do you want to be a hero hidden in the dark? Danzo suppressed the excitement in his heart. The black pupil of his left eye stared at Naruto indifferently, and started the abduction routine carefully. A hero hidden in the dark? Root Chief Shimura Danzo? What are the roots? How dare you pretend to be Hokage? The fiery heat in Naruto's eyes flickered, and he questioned suspiciously and excitedly. The roots are a group of guardian ninjas who have no past or future and dedicate themselves to Konoha. We hide in the darkness, guarding the big tree of Konoha. Roots, a violent institution that Hokage agrees does not need to report to him. In a word, Hokage, Anbu, we do what we cannot do. Responsible only to Konoha, it is a department above 10,000 people. Uzumaki Naruto, you are now eligible to join the root. Do you want to become the hero who protects Konoha? Danzo boasted eloquently, and said in a seductive tone. In his investigation, Naruto has dreams of becoming a hero. This is also the deception plan that Danzo formulated immediately after knowing that Naruto can control Nine Tails today. If not, use that Mangekyo. Perfect Nine Tails Jinchuriki, he must have it. Above 10,000 people, only responsible to Konoha. Hokage, Anbu, what can't be done, we will do. Very handsome, finally found the organization. Boss Danzo, do you know that I have been waiting for this day for a long time? I agree to your invitation, I want to be a hero. Quickly let me join the roots. Naruto's eyes became brighter, and he exaggeratedly shouted, urging passionately like a devout believer. Danzo. This Jinchuriki is out of his mind, so naive? Ahem. The root is because some confidential tasks are often performed. Therefore, every member who joins must be engraved with a seal to prevent information leakage. Uzumaki Naruto, you come here. I will engrave the seal for you, and you will officially join the root and become a hero who protects Konoha. Danzo coughed lightly, staring at Naruto with burning eyes, trying to see him. As long as you engrave the seal of eradicating tongue troubles, there will be no problem. Sarutobi, after all, I'm the one with the better skills. Perfect Nine Tails Jinchuriki, I take it.